The program may be copied or reproduced in full or in part without the express written consent of the producers, the McKinney Media Group. This is Hard Copy on the McKinney Broadcasting Radio Network, and Hard Copy seeks to lay out the facts in simple fashion for the inclusion of all Bahamians and Bahamians at heart. The focus to move forthright in our manner to build a progressive and developing country. Our desire is for a Bahamas with a competent, skillful, and productive workforce. We want a country that can feed and sustain itself. We want a country with a brilliant visionary action plan that's ready to embrace a future of hope and prosperity. We encourage like-minded Bahamians just like you to participate with intelligence and honest contributions. After all, we're a country to build. We've got jobs and industry to create, a people to inspire and empower. Generations of born and unborn Bahamians, we the people, must protect and plan for. And if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Today on Hard Copy, we talk with the dynamic duo, you may say, one from that side, one from this side. Both of them are fellows who talk when they feel like. Always learn contrary anyway to their political positions. George Capron, Leslie Miller joins us in a minute. I hear this. Today on the show, just forgive me if this scratchy get through it. We're going to be talking with George Capron and Leslie Miller in just a minute because there's a lot to talk about in the world of all kinds of things have been happening. Even the PM throwing jazz these days. Or what they call it now in the new TV sitcom, throwing shade. All kinds of casting aspersions, in other words, because there are some people like the leader of the opposition who in fact has been, I suppose, getting under the skin of Mr. Christie in many regards because he's been talking this stuff that's contrary to what Christie is all about. And Christie tell him to just be quiet and shut his mouth and don't say nothing. You know the story. But that's just one part of it. The other aspect of what is happening is the fact that, really, Christie has a whole lot of explaining to do. I remember one time Blankenship, the former U.S. ambassador, was on my show and he said, "Steve, you got some explaining to do." And I said, "Me? You're the ambassador." And maybe Christie's the one who said, "Who, me? Explaining? You're not the prime minister. I am, but I have no explaining to do." And I said that just because of the fact that the way that things are, you can see that this is building up to be one big jokey race. Are we serious? This is the one that Miles Monroe has prophesied as for the country, the most important one. And yet it comes across stale with the frivolous attitude of no one wanting to give an account. There's no accountability, no transparency on issues that are so very important to the welfare, the growth and development of the human nation, and the movement of its people. And so today we want to, put that on the table as we talk with George Capron and Leslie Miller. Apart from that, I don't know if Capron was able to go and get his voter's card yet. That may still be a sore topic with him. I better leave that alone today. I better leave that alone. I'm trying to cheer up. I just came out of a terrible kind of flu bug, and I'm telling you, it's just not been good. But Georgie may, in fact, have an update for us about where we are on this voter registration. I know that I gave him the assignment to continue to go and check and see what is going on because, as far as I know, they're now telling me there's somewhere around about 80,000 thereabouts who've already gone registered. They're now saying that amounts to about 49% of what they're looking for, somewhere around there. And they're saying that the numbers are increasing. Or is it 88,000, somewhere around there? And they're saying the numbers are increasing. And there are still people complaining about what's been happening and what they are expecting, if they can't get sued and all that kind of stuff. But is anybody listening? Is anybody paying attention? Is anybody in the opposition even making noise about that? But maybe they are on top of it, as much as I know. I know that a lot of young people who have registered, so they claim, has been in the area of about maybe 40+%. And that spells trouble for both big giants in politics. But then maybe not, because Venice is saying that he has gotten a whole lot of brand new people that he believes will be able to do the job and win the government and restore good governance in the Bahamas and get rid of Christie and his group. And Christie is moving like nobody's business. In fact, Christie is using a line from Hewitt Ingham. Child, please. He going but his business. Ain't checking what Venice said. In fact, he dismisses Venice. Can you imagine? You can imagine that. Let's think of that for a second. For 4.5 years, we have been making noise in this country about Christie and them have not accounted to the Bahamian people. They've not been transparent. We have complained about the crime and how the economy is busted and how the crime is out of control and how the illegal immigrants are running amok and all this stuff. And then everybody was dancing and prancing and galloping around the room with all the glitz and glamour and all the silvery and all the fineries. And And it seems like, okay, we got through that, so next in line, next and better. That's what it seems. It seems like a big joke. That's what I'm saying. Not that Christendom don't take themselves seriously, because they do. But if the people don't press them to account, even now, after the convention, to account, to make sure Akitas definitively sit down and tell this nation, this is the deal, and even apologize for taking such a frivolous approach to something as sober and serious as the value-added tax money and all the other monies, and to play a game of rhetoric with it. It was kind of like insulting to a lot of people, you know. Now, maybe not to a lot of them, because, you know, when you fall blindly, that's what happens. That's to be accountability. There's the business sector, those in the business community who want to hear something substantial, something pertinent, something real, something that they can hold on to as far as our financial services sector is concerned. They want to know that we're going to be okay and there's no more downgrades to come, like Gordon Alfred says. Interesting. But to go and negotiate the bailers out of it, some people don't remember that. We are facing all kinds of issues that are real issues that will determine how we take on the headwinds coming our way again. And it seems like everything is rosy. That's what gets me thinking that, you know, we got to get serious. The people got to get serious. But, you know, that's debatable. And I leave it up to your call and say what you have to say about it. 325-023546. 325-024-2043. 325-025-2053. You can WhatsApp and text me today at 376-9234. And feel free to call and express yourself on these matters, because, my friends, if you decide that you want to be a part of any kind of jive time situation in serious times like this, that's up to you. If the people don't speak on issues that are real, you can't expect to do anything in the change of the government. You can't expect to even keep your government in, because you've got time to waste playing with rhetoric and nonsense and things that are just fanciful because it's laughable and it's comical and you're into that. You got to get serious. These are serious times, and this is the station right here and on Hard Copy where all of the serious material will be handled with delicate hands, because we've got the goods on a whole lot of stuff, and we don't worry about the others. In our time, we will reveal, if we must, what shall be revealed. You know, we got the sound bites. You know it. And this is what is going to make it a good, interesting election campaign, because there's nothing like when you have the facts of the matter. Never mind all this jive time thing going around this way. Then, if you have the facts of the matter and what the people have said on record, MPs, ministers who are on the record, then this is where the good conversation comes in and the real debate comes in about all important to all of us. Judge Capron, it's good to see you. It's good to see you today.
Indeed it is. It's a good day to see you. Glad to be with you.
And you know, you're so dressed up today. Are we on TV today? Yes, we are.
In the midst of life.
And you have on your nice little,
talk it.
What kind of hat is that you call that? You call that a little leopard. Leprechaun hat.
You have to learn to be nice to old people.
I sound terrible, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll be terrible.
But I think that you look so splendid today.
Oh, say it again.
And I know that's one of the reasons why they called you.
Like
But are you really sweet and delicious now when it comes to looking with a critical eye at the political situation that we have in our country today? I mean, when they see you, you look today just like the fellow would say, well, what are you dealing with? And of course, the stuff is happening in the first minutes, all the political thing that's happening in the country. You're not surprised, man. If you've seen better politics than this, but you've seen worse.
I don't know if it gets any better though. You know, these are harsh times.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
The people are happy. They're dancing and they have on their pretty dresses. They'll find no complaint.
well, when you're feeling down and out, things are going bad. Dress up.
That's what you do. Yeah, you dress right up.
Absolutely.
And you look like $1 million.
Oh, say it again.
And you say, well, you know, well, I can wear these before,
Absolutely.
before somebody else wears them.
You understand. You do see.
Yeah, yeah, but I was just soberly, seriously looking at the, this with Christie having those few words with minutes the other day. This is missing him. You saw that in the headlines.
Not really. See, I think, you know, not to stray far from your topic, but the one thing that has been bothering me is the ultimate QC. The QC, as the newspapers always portray this fellow, they don't call his name until they get deep into QC. The QC. This fellow is the only man that has ever held that little title of QC, which is passed on as a matter.
Who's this QC?
Well, I mean, knowing you like I do, you're trying to be mischievous. So let me say that this QC, I was in Form 3 in St. John's College. His mother, Mrs. Smith, she was a Haitian lady who taught us French. And that is the QC, the ultimate QC, the king of Q, the great since slice, you know.
Understood.
Okay, but it's strange that he apologized without to the blacks whom he referred to as less than human. So that bothers me.
Yeah.
You know.
And this was from a couple of weeks ago. I think I saw this story.
Yeah, about to.
You know, when I saw this, he apologized, but he was saying, but he was saying, but I mean that. This is what he said. I'm sorry to have said that. He said, but I mean that. This is what I see, and you know,
it was no apology.
And so they wanted to say it's an apology, but
no.
He acknowledged that he said it.
Yeah.
Because he was caught red-handed.
That's right.
Fred Mitchell was able to grab a copy of it and played it at the PLP convention.
Well,
it was really an insult, really, to everybody.
Only thing I can say for Fred Mitchell was not one of my favorite people, but I said bravo to Fred standing up for his people.
Yeah, and I haven't heard a whimp out of the other Fred since then. Anything publicly as far as that particular statement.
Well, that he pulled into his Mitchell let fly something that says he could be disenfranchised. You know, he's spouting out that he's Bahamian.
Right.
Well, no, he has a franchise which could be taken away.
I see.
If you are no longer loyal to what you swore to, then
See you later.
by the by.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's it.
So what do you think is going to happen now? Because something bigger came out of this whole thing. Mitchell went for the whole kickaboo at the PLP convention. I remember him saying things along the lines that you know, he wants an investigation to be had from within the House of Assembly
Uh-huh.
to make sure that this whole group of Save the Bays and all that are investigated and to find out who's behind them and who's funding them and that kind of thing.
Well, the same group that the Aga Khan gave $1 million to, as I understand, or they are associated with another group. And you remember that exhumer fiasco?
Yeah.
With Ingram, the Aga Khan, and what's the other fellow's name? Politician.
You mean the Minister of Environment? Earl.
Yes, that's right.
Earl
the Pearl.
and of course, we're talking. That was they said something about the number, but there's some other people who are now involved in that. I think that's what Mitch was getting at, and they wanted to see exactly what's going to happen. So I don't know if he did do this committee, this call for the select committee to take a look and investigate it. But you know why I'm thinking that that's a very interesting proposition he put up there? Is because he said, man, you know, if you don't do this investigation and get these fellas, it could be to the detriment of the PLP. I wonder why he said that. Is there some kind of special focus that they have on the PLP that this group is doing everything to just destroy them and to take the government out? Because that's what he was indicating, that this was about instability.
Well, I mean, the detriment, I would think, would be because the PLP and the FNM appear to be all together. They're from one side to the next side to the next side. And so, you know, their toes around the tulips. You know, you never know. It is to B because FNM members or associates and so on commit crimes against the state. The PLP brings them to task just before the election. The same thing happens with vice versa. But when the election's over, nothing happens. They say they got all the evidence on these people who have stolen millions and millions of the Bahamian people's dollars, but they do nothing. You know, I mean, they don't even talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
They bury, and these fellows get off scot-free.
Well, they know it. They know what's going to happen, so they're not worried about anything. That's, to me, this is a comical election. Even though I believe in the prophecy of Mars, we know that this would be the most serious and historic and detrimental election that you can think of in a million years and all that. Yes, but you see, at the same time, the people seem to be laid back on this. You think I'm reading the people wrong?
Well, no, it's not a matter of people because there are all sorts of prophecies, and they play out. Maybe not in your time frame, because you know, the person who sees the prophecy, it may play out in a year, but ultimately it plays out over time. So they may have been reading the prophecy as something that happens now, today.
This minute, yeah.
Meanwhile, they too understand that this is only the beginning of the change for the prophecy to come to pass. So, but you know, humans being what they are, they see what they want to see when they want to see it. And it has to play out within their time frame. Yeah. But recognize that there's a loftier, higher being onto them.
No question about it.
So therein lies a problem with us sitting around trying to figure out what the prophecy means and the time frame that it should play out in.
Understood.
I go to this this hymn that says, 1,000 ages in thy sight, or what an evening God. And so Miles Monroe may have seen the prophecy, but the time frame might have escaped him. I don't know. I can merely sit here and try to diagnose it and figure it out. But he's as lofty a being that I will ever be.
We're talking with George Capron here this evening. We're expecting Leslie Miller in a few moments or so. I want to run to a break and tell you what our telephone numbers are. I've got to do some little checking here. 325-02-3516, 325-02-4243, 325-02-5253. You can WhatsApp or text me at 376-9234. And of course, this is hard copy. George Capron, Leslie Miller is coming along. I do hope we want to have a good little conversation, banter back and forth on all of these issues and all the concerns and all of the hoopla that's been happening in recent times, all that glitz and glamour. I saw Leslie Miller down at the convention, by the way, and he was saying, what's going on inside here? The parquet walk inside the convention without any party colors, standing up and asking everybody, what's going on inside here? And I was like, is this man serious? When we come back, I hope he's here by that time. We'll see in just a minute.
Yeah. He told me to wait for him. He was going to be out at 5 o'clock, but I didn't realize he might.
You think he's coming?
Yeah, he's coming.
What I did to the keys?
And savings on
He's coming.
Now it's your turn. Get a new
What
mobile
did I got?
and save with zero payment for 60 days. Plus, enter to win the Switch and
I gave you the wrong.
$5,000 giveaways. Everyone can switch to a lower rate.
America, you had to follow that thing when it stopped the recording.
Do you feel trapped and unable to move?
That recording ain't stopping.
Are you trying to meet your monthly obligations but still falling behind? Then
They
what
put
you
it-
need is a fresh start. DLB's Fresh Start Debt Consolidation Loan will
That's
combine
the
your
card.
existing debts into one easy monthly payment, restoring your financial freedom and getting you back on track with a built-in
Make sure that
savings
recording
plan.
ain't
Talk
stopped,
to us today about your DLB Fresh Start Debt Consolidation Loan. DLB, your bank.
You've been ducking me.
No, but I've been working my ass off.
Okay, your travel plans.
You did anything with the
around the table and talk all kinds of things, just so that you can get a little insight into what's going on in the world of politics. George Capron, he's a free national movement former.
I'm former PLP, former.
Leslie is a PLP candidate, and he's presently a PLP. And together we have some good little chit chats and arguments about a lot of things. And today, like any other day, we see that in the newspapers, people like Hewitt Ingram is in the newspapers, dominating the newspapers today. And you know, I said some time ago that Hewitt Minnis, the other Hewitt Alexander, Minnis needed to be doing some things to get people out, to get them to go out and vote. And then here comes Ingram right here. Upstage is in the way. You may not see it that way.
Not surprising.
But you see, this is what happens. You know, when you lay back, somebody else goes there and do something. And this tells me too that I don't care what he believes that Ingram is doing to help. This, my friends, will cause people to go and register, because Mr. Ingram went out there as an example and say, look, let's go, let's get this thing moving. And all these things come to the point where you would have individuals say stuff like, be dismissive of Mr. Minnis. I don't see how they don't see that.
Well, Ingram is only helping Ingram. He's never going to help Minnis. He's going to help Ingram.
What do you think it's all about? I mean, I take it for what it's worth, that Ingram says get out and register and all that. And he should do that, because somebody needed to go there and say, look, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it shouldn't be
Lead
Ingram.
by an example and go and show your activity, show your opposition to the fact that people aren't registering and you need them to do something. Minnis should be there in the front page of the newspaper. That's what Ingram was doing.
But just 2 weeks ago, he said he's divorced himself from it all.
No, but listen, as a good citizen, Mr. Ingram is simply saying, the Havens need to go and register as up to date. Not in saying,
I agree with him.
we were up to 51%. He said, around this time in the last election, we are off by about 60,000 voters.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason it is, people are not getting registered. You know, you saw the punch yesterday with the figures. And in my constituency, I mean, we are number 21. We have about 5,000 people who can register to vote in my constituency, and we got only about 2,400. I mean, it's a very dangerous thing. And I asked the PM this morning, I said, how are we going to call election if people aren't registering? I say, you know, perhaps.
He's not going to call elections now, Leslie.
Yeah,
He's not ready.
But we only have until May 7th. It can't be no June. Listen, if we go over that date, Steve, you wouldn't want to hear the end of that. You remember, Sir Lyndon, God bless him, in 92, said because of whatever took place, he was going to extend it for 60 days. They bet nuts, because obviously going to say, you're trying to stay in power over your term. That's not going to work.
Well, but this crew that he has it now, he can get away with saying that, because everybody see that the voter registration.
I would not recommend that. I think we just got to, I went to the school. Let me give an example. I went to Aquinas College on Thursday. I met with the principal, and some of people said, listen, could we please use one of your classrooms in the evening? Register voices. She said, no, you can't do it. They then called the bishop office. The prime minister called him, Dr. Nottis called him. He said, we cannot do it. He gave all kinds of reasons. Now they said we could have the general elections. I don't think they realized that, you know, the government gave the school subvention. They cut it down this year. I don't know whether that's part of the problem, but they have a national obligation.
I think they're
to try to make it, and a lot of people, you know, and I can appreciate they have a good system there with cameras and everything, and they don't really want people to come and mess up their place. So I accept that. So we are now going to open up NEMA. I asked the PM and Dr. Nottage and my good friend Mr. Thompson, who is now assisting Mr. Hall, because you know Mr. Ingram made some reference to Shirley Hall. That he didn't have much confidence in him. But Mr. Thompson is down there now, along with the other gentleman who was running it before. So you have 3 people now who have voice in this registration.
This is Thompson, the PS from tourism.
Right.
Used to be there.
Right. And also Mr. Turner.
Yeah, Turner.
He's back there now. Right.
Yeah.
So you have the 3 of those good gentlemen, and they should. But people just lackadaisical. You go and ask them, have you registered? Me like to register. What's the problem? And that's how they put you off. Now, you know, I realize that things are tougher than people got so many pressing things on their minds. They really have shown little interest in registering. That's dangerous.
But what I'm saying is
very dangerous.
The PLP had a big convention.
Yes. There was a little spike.
Everybody, there was a little what?
A little spike, but nothing to talk about.
A little spike.
Yeah.
Spike in the registration.
Maybe.
Yeah. yeah, I got you.
Maybe
I'm saying-
1,000 people registered since we had the convention.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, this was a time of those many persons who have been in town and delegates and all that to make sure those numbers went up.
Yes.
The numbers went up a little bit, as you said. And we're now somewhere around, what, 49?
No, we're up to 51,000 now.
51.
Yeah, 51.5, up around there, right under 52,000.
So what does that mean for us as a country when you have to have people like Mr. Ingram, Hubert, the right
He has an
honorable
obligation to do so.
Ingram, to come forward and do
Yes.
what he did. All I'm saying is this: these things could have been done by those who are presently involved in this showdown.
What Ms. Ingram is saying that perhaps after we,
That Ingram, that Hubert
the
Alexander.
Boundaries Commission needs a
Minutes.
report. That's what he said. The end of the Boundaries Commission report, perhaps that would induce people to go to rest, because there are gonna be some cuts. I would say in about 6 constituencies, there are some minor cuts. Don't forget that they had to create a brand new constituency called St. Cecilia again.
Mhm.
And when they did that, that took approximately anywhere from 600 to 1,000 votes out of those all surrounding constituencies to make up one for somebody who they figure got to be in parliament. And that affected about 6 constituencies.
What do you mean, they figure someone who has to be in parliament? I mean,
Yes.
wait a minute, you gotta explain that to me, because I don't understand that. That the governing body
Yes,
sits in that place
yes.
where they are being directed from someone outside to create a situation for a seat for a particular person. Is that what you say?
Georgie, right now, there are 38 members in parliament. In all of our parliaments previously, there was an odd number, Steve could attest. There's always an odd number, because what if you have a tie? Okay? Like when they came to me, Fitzgerald said, Les, we gotta create another seat because there's 18, what if you have a tie? I said, what if the other fellas get one more than you?
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah.
who's saying you have a tie?
Yeah.
They can have one more than us, we can have 2 more than them. So, but the decision was made, obviously, that there's gonna be a new seat called St. Cecilia. And we should see who gets the nomination. You got a lot of people vying. Wayne Monroe is one of those. Patricia Rosada, I understand, is another one.
That's the candidate.
Supposedly he's supposed to be the candidate, but now all candidates are happening. Mr. Smith, who's supposed to be in Montague, then it said that Monroe might have taken his seat. Now I believe he may be back into good graces, so he may retain Montague.
You mean Smith, what's
Yeah.
his name? Frank
Frank.
Smith.
Now he may be back into good graces, so he may retain his seat. So things move around.
No, I see all the propaganda that's happening out there on WhatsApp and social media
Yes.
with the attacks and the challenges that have been placed to Frank Smith and all that kind of stuff. I saw those things. But the point is this. The public will judge Frank Smith on his stewardship as a person who has been in the governance of the party and that kind of thing. I don't know if they're going to go and get into all this thing about all the other stuff that I saw on Facebook.
I don't read that.
But the point is this.
I stay above the fray.
The point is this, though. Frank Smith or Wayne Monroe,
Yeah.
and how that's going to work out.
Mhm.
We know, at least I have it on good sources, that Bazard,
Mhm.
that the seat was created for Bazard.
Yeah.
Now, it seems as if sometimes I have to tell you what's happening.
Well, let me
I
interject
do know more. A
something
lot of
here.
people know more than them. Know this
Let me
book, yeah.
interject something here.
Yeah,
though.
the seat was created by the, let me see, from
Both
those in the, listen to this, from those in the upper room.
Yes.
Now, you should know
So I
that.
was
name.
told, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I read
All
it.
right.
Listen,
There's nothing that you can get away with that, because I can tell you the story.
listen, I
So
don't,
Patricia Bazard is the person who will be the
you're all talking
standing bearer.
about
Like
my,
Howard Wayne Monroe.
you're both talking about my head.
Mhm.
But, so I'm only drawing the impression that someone is holding a religious sword over the horde, including the prime
There
minister.
you go. And it comes from the upper room.
Excuse me, but that's what it appears.
Mike
Isn't that a
Chase.
religious term?
Mike Chase is East Street Gospel
Can I say
Chapel.
that's a religious term, man?
Okay.
Yes, yes.
If I was to say the upper room and I wanted
Yes.
to make that akin to-
Leslie would be fully aware of what transpired.
Mike
In
Chase
the upper
is East
room.
Street Gospel Chapel.
Yeah, well, my church is St. Cecilia's
Yeah,
Catholic
yeah,
Church.
if your church ain't that particular church
No.
that I talked about,
Yes.
You really ain't singing to the right.
The bishop on his way, that's all I can say.
What is the bishop
Listen,
involved?
I love this because
Wait
the
a
truth
minute.
is, I think that she's a very, very good person for the PLP, and I think that's a very good person to have inside there. It's
In that area?
Yeah, yeah.
lot of
It's a
people-
ready-made area.
A lot of people would doubt that, but
Mother
anyhow.
Pratt has already done everything there, so it's just waiting for some person to come on and try out the suit. Let's just go.
I guess.
Yeah, that's all that is. And
Yeah,
you
but-
know that, and I know that.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm getting the impression that someone's holding the sword over the prime minister.
You're correct.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, sometimes.
But only means, see, that
I can't say that. I can tell you that you're correct, but I will leave it there because friend got friend.
I don't get involved in those conversations. They're a little above my pay grade.
But Leslie,
That's all I would
so
want.
listen, Hubert Ingram,
Yes, sir.
Hubert Ingram has done the right thing in my book.
Yes,
Seriously,
yes,
to get people out to go vote.
yes,
In my mind, your other friend, the other Hubert, because both of your friends,
yes.
he should have done this a long time ago.
But his area got the most.
It
people
doesn't
registered.
matter. It doesn't matter.
No,
That's
should
why
be
he
out
should.
there.
That's
Yes.
why he should have done it
And
because see-
so should the lady who say she leads the official opposition and she now said it in Parliament. She is head of the grassroots movement now.
See, listen, this adds further to the argument about this imbalance and this
Yes.
breakup in the F&M. That's what this does. See, this feeds into that whole narrative, man, because look at Mr. Ingram looking so right on the,
Yeah,
so plump
yeah,
and,
yeah.
confident. And no, he's not running. It's
No.
just that he takes the
He's
leadership
imploring
role
people to do the
and,
right thing.
and
Go
that's
and
what
register to vote.
and that's what the leader of the opposition.
But that's what he has been doing too.
No, he has not. He hasn't been on the front page. He
They
didn't
would
make.
put him on the front page.
That
Put him
ain't
greatest
so.
respect. Listen,
Yes.
he
I
has
agree
his
with
own
you.
problems to deal with from the time the lady decided she was going to take him out.
Okay, that's what happened. then.
He had to fight her every step of the way.
Okay, so that's what's going
Um,
on.
The 7, if you notice in the newspapers on Monday,
Mhm.
said they don't have the slightest idea what the hell she talking about when she using their names. You saw the headline
Mhm.
that she is saying that this 7 and her
Mhm.
is going to create this grassroots movement. Fellas, they don't know what she talking about.
No.
So
Well.
nobody knows what's going on anymore. Today she says that she speaks for a new movement. Say people are tired of the red and the gold.
Well, she must be speaking for the green. Is she speaking for the green?
No, say, well, you know McCarthy don't want to bother.
Well, you know who has blue veins, so it must be the blue.
McCarthy don't want to bother her. So I don't know who she's talking with the grassroots, she said. So I tell her I'm from McCullough Corner. I know about the grassroots. So I don't know who she's talking about.
Hmm.
I know one thing. We need to get Bahamians need to please go and register to vote. You have a right, you have an obligation for your children, for your country's future.
Maybe they
Please,
just
I beg you.
maybe
go and
this one
register to
maybe
vote.
this one is going to be a low voter turnout
But it
because
should not be.
maybe they're not interested.
It's
Maybe they've
McKinney.
been so
In
turned
every
off.
election, we are over 85%.
I know we are.
Over 85%. We cannot be like the United States of America, where people don't want to go register to vote. That's why they got all the problems now.
You see, sometimes people say, "What's the use of doing this?" I don't see any difference. It's the same old thing.
Yeah, but
The same people to decide
the only way
from.
to make changes to go vote.
Well, Trump won't get them over the hump.
You know, you got to vote. You got to register, man.
Anyway,
It's
I'm
embarrassing,
just
you know?
I'm just thinking that
Well, why do you think they aren't registering, Mr. McKinney? Why do you think?
I think that the people aren't registering in a real serious way because they're not interested in all this what's going on now.
Right.
They don't see anything with substance. I mean, there's a headline that talks about excuse me, Al-Qaeda's adds insult to injury because he's not able to give an account. Nobody is accounting to the Bahamian people. No one, not even in the opposition.
Well, what you thought about his views with his speech when he said where the what money went?
Listen, that was foolishness. I told him so right on the radio. I was the first one who came out and said, I told it to them when we were doing the convention that night. I said, what kind of thing this is? This man is saying this thing. He is not an ordinary person. He is the state minister for finance.
Yes.
And he has the responsibility in his office to come and say something,
Yes.
that's real. That has fact that you can put your teeth in. He can't be playing this game like any other little MP can come around and say,
Gerald said today.
no, he was
that
out
the
of
VAT
order. He
constitutes
ought to have done so.
25% of our total income. I was surprised that VAT only constitutes 25% of our income. I don't know where that figure came from, but it came out today. My first time ever heard it. in my
Yeah, but you
lifetime.
see, I can't even comment on those things because the guys have not provided anybody with anything substantive
No.
to compare, to look at, to analyze, and that's why I tell you, this was the hurtful thing for the PLP convention. the Al-Qaeda's presentation, he was out of character because that's not him. He was very good, and maybe he wants to be that way, but he's a more responsible fellow than that. And that is what has happened. So
I mean, I don't know what he says. He's an honest man.
Yeah, but people have not been able to accept what he has said.
Well, the Prime Minister
and he's the
says
state
now
minister.
He's having an analysis. Now.
He's the man who did all the
He's
money.
have everything published with all the paraphernalia to go into every crack and cranny through the land bread of the Bahamas to explain what generated from what and what we paid out of what.
Yeah, well, that'll be good.
Promises, forever promises.
But I think some people are just being mischievous about this Watt situation.
No,
I really think so.
No, he saw something on Facebook apparently that people
Mike?
say, yeah, or his handler said, "Where the Watt money gone?" And so his thing was but because that was on Facebook, that was on social media way before the convention.
Oh, I see.
And so he was trying to play into that narrative by saying, they want to know where the Watt money gone. Say, well, this where the Watt money gone. And he started to play this game of, having them respond to when he say, we did this, we did that, and that. So that's where the Watt money gone. And see, that's frivolous for a governing party in convention on matters of state. That's what I'm trying to say to you. There's little rah-rah, pom-pom kind of foolishness where some little... that's right.
Absolutely.
And so you have to deal with it that way. So if he's being criticized, rightly so. And he should be able to face that music. There's no mercy from us in media.
He's going to speak.
Well, he should.
Yeah, because it's ugly what has happened. And even on these things, I see Menace has, again, followed up on this one by regurgitating what had happened on another talk show. You see, an opposition leader, man, has to take the thing and he has to be the one to bring it.
He's got to be a creator.
You bring it. Yeah, but you don't come talking with somebody else, eh?
He's got to be able to create.
You got to bring it. Come bringing it. And I can keep on his case because, see, I want them to do good, but they ain't not listening.
Yeah,
so
he's only down the tree.
Yeah, but who's down to what tree?
How much?
You're talking about ratifications?
I'm talking about as far as the members of parliament now. How much people with the FNM now in parliament?
Him,
7 gone.
him, Renwood, Peter. That's it. Who else?
No, that's right.
No, there's no more.
Menace, Renwood, and Peter.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
that's it.
You're saying he's down to 4 or 5. No. But rather them getting ready to do their own thing. I know what they're doing too, You want me to tell you what the rest of them doing?
Okay, go ahead. Because our group say they don't know cheat on. They know what you talking about.
They haven't a clue.
They made that clear.
No, they're not in part of what she doing.
Yes.
She didn't finish with them.
Already?
Yeah, she don't need them.
Well,
she don't hang around.
Why do I have to be the one to tell you people
Well,
this?
I mean, understand.
But she don't need them.
God where she is because of them. Now she done dumped them?
Yes, she don't need them.
What do you mean she doesn't need them?
What does she need them for?
Suppose they go back to the Governor General and say they ain't got no faith. No.
No. She don't need them. She has already gotten where she wants to be. Yeah. She now needs a new home. She's about to get a new home. She is about to go into some serious discussions
She's a bold people.
with some people who may not be so happy. Right from the PLP.
You think so?
I'm asking you.
Not in this lifetime.
Well, that's you stay right there.
I will guarantee you won't find
you
one PLP.
Don't guarantee me that.
I'll guarantee that.
Don't guarantee me that.
I put my life on the line. You wouldn't see no PLP MP going with no Loretta Butler in this lifetime.
I didn't say a PLP
Not
MP.
this lifetime.
I say with some PLPs.
Well, I say no members of parliament in this lifetime.
Well, you declare for
back, but not district.
You declare for the MPs.
All of them.
What about the former?
You just watched this game.
The former ones. I don't know who the former ones. Me? I'm sure that Alfred says he ain't gonna come with him. He got more sense than that.
No. He couldn't be that.
He got much more sense than that.
No.
You asking me, or you?
I telling you that I'm sure that Alfred says he ain't gonna come with him.
I must agree with you now.
Not in this lifetime. Not Alfred says.
Yeah.
He's a man with brain in the head.
Amen.
He ain't going with
that one. Well,
listen, if somebody ain't going nowhere, Georgie, why you going with them? Huh?
You'll go nowhere too.
I don't understand it.
But if you got a brain in your head, you know when they're
like
not going anywhere.
Getting pregnant for a fella who ain't got a job. And I always tell my constituents, look where the fella going before you go with him. Because if he ain't going nowhere, that's where he taking you. Nowhere. How I can help you for your future? You got no future because the fella got none.
All the children that might come from your mating.
Exactly. What you got ready for?
Did she say she was looking for somebody, some new mixture? Did she say that?
Yeah, she said new mixer. You think I got buddy from Andrews going there? Better what his name? The boss. I saw him. He was there last week in Parliament. He was there for a couple of minutes.
Who's that? The pastor?
What his name? Who? The gatekeepers.
Yeah, the pastor. What's his
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah has already gone back to the PLP fold.
You going back already?
You didn't know that?
name? He's a gadfly.
Jeremiah.
He back with us now?
I love Jeremiah as a
Jeremiah, thank you so much, sir.
gentleman, but he's starting to cause people believe that he ain't all playing, he ain't all there.
You mean he's?
I'm telling you.
You mean he's playing with a marked deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Bryson must have had a long talk.
I don't know what's happening, but I know that 1 minute Jeremiah says this, the next minute he says that, then he's a gatekeeper, and he's not going to be running.
Maybe like most people, he's looking for stability. That's what the PLP offers at this time. Stability. That's what he's looking for.
Well, that's why I tell you she talking to some PLP, but you ain't pick up.
I said no MP, sir. That's all I said.
Yeah, but he is the one who came out lauding Christie, and you didn't see the papers yesterday or the day before.
Well, what I get from what you said, Leslie, is that certain members of the church is invading the PLP, or is it vice versa?
Again.
I know who's who.
Well, all I know,
let
me ask you something.
I do small for them, brother.
Let me ask you something, Leslie.
Save me.
Leslie, let me ask you something.
I on their run.
Seriously.
Yes, sir.
I saw you at the PLP convention.
Yes.
I saw you walk into the building,
Yes.
look around in amazement.
Yes.
You had on your own clothes, you don't know PLP colors.
No.
And you ask, I look right at you, I say, Leslie, what's happening? You remember you saw me sitting there? I was doing the broadcast. And you say, what the hell's going on inside there?
No, I see all them brothers go on the stage. I'm trying to go down. Listen all about it. I see no PLPs invited on the stage.
You thought they took over the party. You saw all these FMs up there.
I was mad as hell. I said, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I was asking you. I was saying, Leslie, come give me a comment.
I even didn't comment.
Well,
That's the first time you run
but
from the mic.
I didn't see anything.
I run
But I understand that you've got an invasion of former FNM MPs now swearing allegiance to Christie and the PLP.
I don't know what to say, George. I saw
Lester Turnquest.
I went blank. He's a decent fella. In fact, he's the deputy chairman of the Water and Sewage chairman. Make a very good contribution.
He's a good man.
Very substantive.
I see.
He's a good man.
Yeah, very substantive.
One thing,
but I'm just saying,
you know who
he's
to
a
pick
former
in.
he's a former member of parliament for the Free National Movement.
Absolutely.
Then there's Algernon. We always saw that Algernon was already making this move to transition across the way.
He's a bold weevil, man.
Ever since that fight with him, Mr. Ingram and Mr. Wells, that was it for them. So that's history now.
Ivor Ingram.
Well, let me tell you something. As long as Brett, my buddy, you ain't never get me to accept that.
Why not?
To fella like him, not in my lifetime.
Listen, let me tell you how key is.
Who's that?
Hey,
Ivor Ingram and them.
Oh
my
God!
Please.
let me tell you how important that
People
move
without
is.
couth.
Hey, watch it now.
I can say that.
Don't offend Christie. Because this may be the forerunner to present LBT.
Is that who? What is LBT?
Yeah.
Loretta Butler Turner.
No, that's not what that is.
Loretta Butler Turner.
Is that how we are?
I say,
Are you talking about the community?
I say you saw that Ivor Ingram was on the stage.
Yes.
I said to Georgie, don't offend Christie.
By saying what?
By saying that he don't believe that this fella is worth anything or whatever it was, right? I'm saying Ivor Ingram is the person who, in fact, has opened the door to make sure there's amalgamation and provision. You stay right there.
Well,
you ask these things. Yeah, no.
I try to figure LB, whatever the hell it is, what it is. That's them little other people? Or
No, LBT.
what is that? That's the same people?
That's the
I have
acronym.
I have no idea.
That's
I'm
the
thinking about the woman named who just got the crew. The LBT.
No, man, that's something else.
You,
You mean to try and mix this up?
ACDC.
Whatever.
Oh, Jesus, Lord. Listen, LBT is Loretta Butler Turner.
Oh, okay.
LBT. That's the acronym for her name.
Oh, I see.
And I'm saying to you that
Other people.
Ivan is her biggest supporter in the whole wide world,
I guess. lucky
who
them.
was beating and
But let
saying
them go for a party
everything. No, he has already gone into the
Listen,
PLP.
man out of here.
You don't
talk-
understand the
This man
game.
talk with my leader worse than a dog.
No, but
Powers.
he also praised your leader.
Where?
After the leader was cussed out by this musician who talked all that bad, dirty lyrics about his family, Ivan Ingham wrote a wonderful letter that was very touching, made me cry. Child,
Oh, save me.
I have been a member of the Wrestling Party since
Save me.
1962, right?
no, but
I have never in my lifetime dreamed that I was saying.
yeah, but you know that politics makes strange bedfellows.
Yeah,
Yeah, what you say about
I don't
bedfellows?
want him in my bed. They can stay in another person's bed. Stay in my bed. I didn't want you in my house.
Not even,
But that's their business.
not
you
even
know?
in the yard.
That's their business. No, I don't- not even in my
We have
yard.
calls on it.
I like one of the fellas, like I said. I got greatest respect for the brother on our board.
Yeah.
And Miller's a decent fella. But the people he talking about, and the other man who was there too, the one from who was going to BAIC. Another one.
BAIC.
That was another fellow. This sort of heavy guy. I don't know what the hell he is.
Yeah,
Kerry or somebody.
listen, man, you need to understand the game. I thought that you were all pros, man.
No.
I don't play them kind of games.
Yeah, but see, it ain't no game. It is.
regular life.
Look here. If you believe that there was no kind of real reality check on this whole thing, what they were talking about, though they named that person, you're joking. Loretta Butler Turner is you never know that seat in Thingham may be held for her. That seat down there.
This party going crazy then. They
Well-
say the PLP I grew up in, and I dedicated my entire life.
Well, you know,
Not my entire lifetime.
last time I talked with you here, you were saying this fellow or that fellow should be welcome back with open arms.
Which fellow is this?
That's the fellow from Abaco.
You believe?
Key,
Key, yes.
yes. So
I accept that.
so guess what? You've got some people on the other side of the coin where you don't sit,
Right.
who are saying that about these other people
That's right.
that are
There you go.
coming in, the interlopers
That's right.
that have come into your organization.
And they have brought
And-
with
and
them.
they
I say
did- they
God
did-
bless them all.
And they didn't come in just like that.
Mhm.
They must have an affiliation with other people at the top.
That's what I'm telling you.
But I don't know. I don't want to know. I tell you one thing. Just leave me alone in tall pines. And God bless them wherever they go. That's all I got.
Mm-hmm. Let me take some calls.
got
Let me,
nothing
let me
You
take some
represent
calls.
Your people.
That's
Let
all.
me let me take some calls. Hard copy. How you do?
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
All right. Isn't there some regulations against people putting up their parliamentary posters before the house is on?
I know why they put them. My posters. I tell the guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Put the
They're
posters.
not supposed to do that. What happened?
Just stop. I just tell the fellas I think that's against the law. He need to stop putting it up. That's it. He putting up posters on Leslie Miller. I hear him on the radio. That's why I calling him.
I asked the fella. I saw them myself on Gladstone Road, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Glasgow Road.
This a brother trying to get a couple of dollars, so he decided to go in my office, grab some posters, some old posters actually from the last election
And put
that
them
he's
up.
putting up. I
No,
asked
you
him to
can't do
stop
that.
putting them
You
posters.
can't do that.
Yeah,
You
but
can't do that.
I even see it on Carmichael Road. I get
Michael Road?
The parliamentary
No, so
regulation.
I was on
Michael Road
Carmichael
on.
Road
If
today.
you say we gotta ask him to stop, I will make sure that he get no other ones to put up.
Yeah,
But there are several other people
young
too.
campaign people, you better deal with that.
Well, that's an old picture too. I got a better looking picture than that.
You got
All right,
a
buddy,
younger
thanks for your
looking
You
call.
don't
picture.
understand. They tell some of the people on the other side they can't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
but
doing it too.
that's how it is. Everybody got to play by the rules.
Long Island. They tell the
You
Gibson
saw
man for
some
Long Island, he
people,
can't
yeah.
put it up, but the other like,
They're putting up,
George, you say he saw some other people putting the posters on these streets.
yeah, they were putting up some FNM posters all over. the
So I
place.
know what's going on.
And also on Carmichael Road.
They must be no more than
But
Christian.
I haven't put up any, so.
I showed us against the regulations. So you better deal with that, Mr. Miller.
I
Ain't no
appreciate
problem
your
at all,
call.
brother. I don't need posters to win,
Thank you.
so don't get excited.
Hard copy. How are you? Hard copy. How are you?
People is moving.
Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I was just sitting listening to the show and waited patiently to get my time to talk about the lack of enthusiasm and the behavior people to register. Interesting. I think you touched it, Steve. We have this apathy as it relates to registering for the upcoming general election. That's a very serious thing.
Very serious.
But think about it. I give you some analogies. I remember when I used to go to the clubs, partying, and we would go to the clubs, and you try to peep inside without paying to see
Yeah.
what type of activity was going inside, and if it was dead,
Yep.
for the next thing that was moving, the next club.
Exactly. So you don't pay to go in. You keep your money to go to the next one.
Bouncer would I used to work at the club as a bouncer too. What we used to do, we used to park a lot of the staff cars at the front. So
They make it
people
look good.
think that was people in the club.
That's a good move.
Yeah, but listen to this. This shows a lack of interest in the leadership of both parties. Listen to me. I'm an FNM. I voted FNM all my life. I'm 55 years of age. Going to be 56 in December. And I want you to listen to me, because I have never seen nothing like this. This is the worst government, opposition, and the
governing
PLP
party, yeah.
government ever country's ever seen.
Yeah.
The PLP made so many mistakes. It is so bad. But yet, I can't find no reason to vote FNM, and I'm an FNM.
They don't excite you, eh?
Not at all. There was nothing in me at all.
You are registered though.
I am not registered. And
You
I'm
ain't registered
listening.
yet?
Listen to the man. He ain't
listen to
registered. Listen, go ahead, talk.
Listen to me. Here's where I'm taking this.
Okay.
Like Steve said, and watch what's going to happen now, because Papa registered. Happen. Once. You see, these two men, I don't know. I was watching TV the other night, and I said, I can't feel nothing from my so-called leader, Menace. He doesn't even excite. We haven't had the first rally as yet. Election is in about, 3 months?
Yep.
So the country is just, it is so still.
Yeah, man, we dragging along.
It is. It's scary, really.
Like the batteries are so dead.
Yeah.
I don't know, this political
Tires
season
flat.
is the worst that I've ever seen in all my life.
Yeah.
All my life. I don't know. We need to do something to reach critical mass. I don't know what it is, but something needs to be.
Well, it may have already happened.
Register to vote. That's
It
what
may
we
have
need.
already happened. Ingram went to get the register out. He has gone and rocked the vote. He's telling you what to do. I believe in Hubert Ingram, and many Bahamians do, and they say, you know something, look like the former chief still in this thing, to the point where he's saying let's go.
Well,
But see, these kinds of things ought to happen from Christie, and they ought to happen from Minnis. Christie
The
ain't
team
been
has been doing
checking
that.
for it, and Minnis ain't been checking for it,
Well,
and they're the two who want to be prime minister.
Ingram has the ability to lull them all asleep. And one day before it's time to go, he says, on that particular morning, he says, I'm going.
Mhm.
And if you don't believe me, ask Tommy Turnquest.
Oh, we know the story quite well.
All right then.
So that's how it is, my friend.
Hey, Steve,
Mm-hmm.
I've never voted for the PLP, never voted for PLP in my life. But the PLP never looked so good to me. It's almost like sacrilege to think about.
When you saw
Sound
them,
like you need,
hey.
sound like you need to move in tall vines and vote for me.
when you saw them on TV that night for 3 nights on TV doing all that stuff, you was almost like, well, what wrong with me? How come I with these fellas? These fellas is a dead group of people.
I don't understand it, right? But I was even involved in the FNM at a serious level, and working with them and all
I know.
I tell you the truth, I have a good knowledge about it. I have never seen this in all my life.
Yeah. It's almost like back in front, like the ones who supposed to be doing all this stuff are the ones who are laid back. And those who you expect to just drag along with no real creativity, they up front looking dead pretty.
Well, it appears to me
I have a question for
that those that were
Mr. Miller.
up front
Mr. Miller,
kicking
Yes.
in the PLP, in the FNM, have now joined the PLP.
There you go.
if you could answer this for me, right?
Yes, sir.
It'll do my heart good.
Okay.
So we need to have a cause. What is the cause? Give me a cause and a reason, a present moment cause for me to vote PLP. What is the cause? What is the reason? Why should I vote PLP? I already know I can't vote F&M.
Listen,
The leader, I don't understand. He don't have no electricity. He works in the electricity would keep cutting off and cutting on house.
Don't blame Miller for that. Blame BP or whatever the hell they call it. It's the American people. I ain't nothing to do with them no more. But so, with the greatest respect, the Progressive Liberal Party is at a watershed moment in our history. You just came with one of the most electrifying conventions in modern times. We have a program to take this country to the next level. I know things have been tough over the last 4 years. Believe me, it's been tough for everybody. The biggest problem in this country, the two major problems in this country is crime and unemployment. They go hand in hand. People are sick and tired of what is going on in this country, and rightly so. But we have an obligation to ourselves, and more important, to our children and our grandchildren, and to the populace on the whole, to go and get registered. Because, when the tide change now, and the campaign start, and everybody start to get that feeling that something big coming, you don't want to get left out. So, there's a lot of issues that we're going to be dealing with in the election. I felt that over the last 4 years, the Progressive Liberal Party government did as good as it could have done under the circumstances that we found ourselves in. We found ourselves in an economy that was rocked by the world. The whole world economy was not went into a tailspin. It was finished. And every country in the world, in Europe, in the Americas, in the Caribbean, is fighting with the same situation we are fighting. High unemployment, high crimes in many areas, and stagnated growth. And people want to know, what is the answer? Collectively, we have to find the answer. But you must go and register to vote. You can have a lot of time to decide who you vote for.
We have to start with Alcides.
But you have to start with registering to vote.
We have to start with Alcides having full accountability. We have to start with Hope Strawn having full knowledge of the facts of what's going on in the financial services sector. These are realities. And we have not only that,
a lot of people say it was trivial, like you saying.
Leslie, listen. You go and check, my friend, and you will understand what people are talking about. These people are not wrong. These are intelligent people. They know what they're supposed to expect from these fellas and the content. We know what the situations are, We know that we could also get another blacklist.
We can't be a downgrade again.
Yes, there's also potential. There's a potential downgrade again. There's also this blacklisting again. There's a lot of things that we have problems with because they're putting pressure on us. We have not responded well as a government to these particular threats.
Well,
Hope Strawn did not give.
We didn't respond well.
Hope Strawn did not give a sufficient enough kind of move of confidence. All she said, they trying to take our second pillar, but that ain't gonna happen. You know what it is for us to just frivolously look at a matter of the financial services sector and just say, yeah, but that ain't gonna happen, and that's it. Come now.
Well, see, I go back to 1968. Do you know what the PLP slogan was for the campaign?
68.
Where did the money go? And that is the question right now with regard to the monies that have gone missing all over the place, plus this VAT money.
Money gone missing.
There's money.
Somebody take a drill load of money and just gone with it?
Yes, money's gone missing.
How?
The Auditor General gave you all this information, Leslie. The road traffic situation, the post office situation, the hospital authority. You need to see these are things that has come home to roost because the PLP in this last convention did not concentrate on dealing with those and just eliminating them. It's all this rhetoric they did. Anyhow, I got to run, buddy. Thanks for your call.
Not no chicken change.
Hard copy, how are you? Hi there. Hi there. Hard copy, how are you? Okay. Hard copy, how are you?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, you're live at hard copy. I'm listening.
Hello, yes. I just wanted to speak briefly on this issue of voter registration.
Yes.
So, I'm just speaking from my perspective. So, to me, we had two referendums, right? We had 2 referendums, and the first one, the people voted against it, right?
Yes.
And the government went about implementing and doing whatever policies it had to make that come about.
It was necessary,
And
yes.
as it relates to the UN, the same thing happened, all right? The people voted against the second referendum, and they declared their support otherwise. So it seems to me like your vote doesn't matter in this country anymore. I believe a lot of people are not saying that, but that's how they feel.
Yeah, like they don't need to go and register.
But
They
so
don't
with
need
the
to do
greatest respect, there wasn't that many people that registered that voted in the referendum.
that. Yeah, only 44%.
It's less than the amount of people who registered now voted in that referendum. So that shows you that this voter apathy was stagnating from then.
Yeah, there's voter apathy. There's no
From
question.
then.
Yeah. And
People, you know, I think because things are so rough economically and financially for many people, people just don't give a damn.
Yeah, but what created this situation?
The greatest situation
we have to
is
deal
how
with
our
the
economy
creation.
is, and there's little growth.
that's
The
the
world
scholar-
economy,
That's the
the US
scholarship of
economy
it all. Leslie,
affects us.
Leslie,
Yes.
that's the scholarship. That's
Yes.
that's the loquacious scholarship of it
Yes.
all. What
Yes.
you're saying is quite eloquent and it it makes sense and all of that and so forth and so on. That's the puff pretty kind of thing. The real McCoy is this: they are seeing all of these gambling shops open.
Yes.
They're seeing them built from the ground up.
Yes.
They're seeing people without. Plenty of people are hungry. They are seeing all kinds of people get all these little small jobs and things like that. There's been no large development in this country where the people are employed. They are without. They are still victims of situations where even though Christendom got out of 4,000, 5,000 persons who lost their homes in foreclosure, they got 300 of them to have a 25% discount at the bank. We need to have real tangibles. There's still no land reform to the point where the people were able to go and get crown land or even some generation property, as Christie promised in the last election leading up to this one, 2012. He says that we will have where generation property, I have it. He said generation property will be the thing that will bring us out of this abyss, and you are able to go and get your loan at the bank and get something and blah, blah, and blah, blah, and blah, blah.
Hang up.
And see, and all of these things are what people are concerned about. So you know what it came down to? They have and they straight. We ain't have nothing and we hurting. I ain't checking. I gotta find my own way. That's what has happened. That's where this apathy has also come from, because people are without, and it seems as if the people who are without are not being heard and they're not being understood and they're not being recognized. Recognizing that man, these people,
Steve,
we got to do something.
Leslie asked me, what am I talking about with regard to where did the money go? Well, Leslie must be living somewhere on some planet out there.
Oh, he's in Tall Pines.
No, that's the planet.
Top of the pie.
Because we know that we had a 100 million plus cost overrun on the roads. Where did that money go?
Well, that went under the former administration.
I don't care where it went. But
governments are continuing.
You campaigned on that.
Yes, we did.
And you promised the people that you were going to find out where this money went to, and some heads were going to roll. Not even a toe rolled. Talk about head. Okay? And you campaigned on the money missing from the Ministry of Tourism, and you pinpointed who took the money, and you were going to do something about it. When you came to power, nothing happened. You want to know where the money go? We know where did it go. We know that there was misappropriation all over national insurance. We know that hundreds of thousands of dollars came out of the what's the name of that ministry there, Steve?
Ministry Works?
No, not Works. The Transportation Ministry.
Aviation, transportation.
Yeah. Hundreds, millions and millions of dollars. And you sit back here and you say, what are you talking about? You know where they are.
See,
and people are asking these same questions, and these are the same people who are saying, what the hell am I going to vote for?
Yeah.
Who am I going to vote for?
They're saying that all of them getting, and we ain't getting nothing.
They all.
So what they need us for?
When you say all of them,
No, that's how
It
they
is not
perceive
the
it.
government or ministers in the government or
Listen,
any MPs
Leslie,
that got anything.
Let me
No,
be
no,
clear.
don't say that.
Let me be
Don't
clear.
say that.
No, but let me be clear.
Because you don't know.
I do not seek to cast aspersions on anybody
Yes.
with the ministers or anybody. You don't hear me with that kind of talk.
No.
You will hear me tell you point blank
Mhm.
with all the facts that
Yes.
this, that, and that is this.
Yes.
I deal with that.
Yes.
But I'm saying the perception out there in the Bahamian public is all of them over there who straight in government, the blue plate fellas, the red plate fellas, all these fellas who living high on the hog. That's the perception.
Mhm.
That they straight, they good, their families all well, everything is good. We suffering. No one checking for us. The only salvation we have is to call the talk show, carry on bad, and we even get tired of doing that. So we don't even call no more. We may text every now and then and say something.
And
But
Steve,
the people are withdrawn. I mean, they can only take so much. The people are at their wits' end.
but let me say this, you know.
That accounts for this apathy.
In many cases, it's not the minister or the MP, but it's the government employee at the top
Yes.
who cuts all kinds of deals. Some fellas who never made $40,000 in their life live in $2 million houses. Talk, man. Listen.
Yeah, but then
let's understand. So you want to know
happens though?
where did the money go?
They cast all these aspersions on the ministers and members of parliament.
Well,
It's unfair.
listen. Somebody has to be responsible, and they are the government. So the responsibility rests
Yes,
with
I
them
accept that. I
to
accept that.
find the people
I accept
who are ripping off the
But if you
country.
don't know, so they can blame you.
Huh? Of course.
Yeah.
Who else is there? You stand out. That fella is behind the desk somewhere, hidden in a room, taking the money.
325-0235 or 6
responsible.
is how you can call us.
Exactly.
325-0242 or 43, 325-0252 or 53. You can get us on the text at 376-9234. Those of you in Grand Bahama, I'd like to hear from you today. You can call me on any one of those numbers, 325-0252 or 53, because we know that Grand Bahama is not doing well. And if I listen to what the people said at the PLP convention, everything down there is going on fine. And
Who said that?
no, I'm just saying that's what the perception is. I saw contingents from Grand Bahama that they were doing well and all that kind of stuff. But things are bad in Grand Bahama. A lot of places have closed down in Grand Bahama. The minister responsible for Grand Bahamas say that everything is copacetic, psychedelic and copacetic. And the people say, yeah, but we ain't feel it where it is. And these are real issues that have to be dealt with because we've got to find an economy for Grand Bahama. We had to find one the last time. We had to find one the time before that. It's always been a difficult place. And the truth be told, that we don't really have any serious plan for Grand Bahama that it will suit the kind of environment that Grand Bahama is. But a lot of people say, leave that to tourism minister, Mr. Wilshcombe. He can work magic.
Well, on the Grand Bahama Port Authority, it has full responsibility for the
Wilshcombe can only do so much.
Yes.
You see, but the point what I'm making, there are too many issues. There are issues in Abaco. There are issues in Cat Island. These are, see, the PLP governing party has got to tackle these areas of big concern. You think in Cat Island, man, they got tremendous problems. The Germans and whatnot coming down doing their own thing.
Cat Island.
Cat Island?
Yes, sir.
All over the place. They bought properties and
building things and competing with everybody. And they got small hotels and stuff.
Are pushed out.
I'm from Canada. I had the people come here all last year, the year before, complaining.
What I think is so unfair.
Everything has been
this whole concept of this second home. When you give these people duty free for everything.
Yeah.
Bahamians got to pay duty.
Yeah.
And when they do put that stuff on the internet and wipe out the small babies, it's not right. You know, I wanted to say the things why I had a chance to speak at the convention. I would really, I'm taking the government.
Why didn't you speak?
Huh?
Why
they
didn't
want
you
me to speak.
Okay, you had to get there. That's true. They pick who can speak.
Yeah, you see, so that was their task. But you know, when I look at, I tell you what disturbed me. When we had the prayer breakfast, the food, the breakfast was really terrible. the grits, you can hit somebody in the head. It's like a softball. I'm serious. You can pick it up and throw it at you.
Yeah.
And I asked a guy, a good friend of mine, who works, I said, man, where the hell do you find this grits? He said, Leslie, if you know how things bad down here, I said, what happened? See, all in our kitchen is Mexicans. He said, when you can get these people out of town, I wanted to ask the Prime Minister, all of my colleagues, how many people here on work permit in the hotel industry? Why is it that these people get thousands of work permits to the detriment of the Bahamian people.
Yeah, that's how it is.
When are we gonna face head on that? You don't need all these foreigners in our country.
Look here.
That Bahamians used to do these jobs. All of a sudden now we can't do nothing.
Look here.
That's the sort of thing I was gonna ask.
I went to a restaurant in Cable Beach. The 3 waitresses were Asian.
I don't understand it.
The cook, he was, guess what? He was Asian too.
Yeah. I probably know the guy you're talking about.
Okay.
I know a friend who's working in cook.
And the fellow who was the bartender, he was Greek.
But how all listen man.
In the Bahamas?
We got a serious problem
In New Providence.
in our tourism sector. In this country as a whole, there are too many foreigners in this country.
But the unions have
doing
been
work
telling you all
every
this.
single day.
The unions have been telling you all this for
Tell us what-
decades.
What unions is this?
All the unions have been
Tell us
saying,
what.
look, pay attention to the hotels. Too many crazy things have been happening.
Look here.
The hotel
Look here.
union, O.B. Ferguson has been saying it.
Yeah.
Look here.
Um,
The hotel union woman
Look
gone
at-
told when last year from her.
I don't hear from her.
She gone on the ground.
Is she
She
still?
disappeared.
Is she still the president of the
I don't
hotel?
know. She disappeared.
Yeah.
But look here, let me tell you.
Nicole Martin,
Yeah.
paging Nicole
Please, yeah,
Martin.
Nicole,
Let-
you
let-
still in the Bahamas?
let me
Or you
tell you
hanging around
something.
BC?
Oscar Johnson.
What do you mean by that? Hold on.
She used to hang around BC to harass me all the time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Even though I helped her to get elected.
I see. Okay.
Look here.
I thought you were trying to say
Oscar
something else.
Johnson
No, she's
'Cause
harassed me.
I want you to know Nicole is my girl.
No, she's
Okay.
nice. She was my
Yeah,
buddy,
well,
but she killed me.
That's the problem. Everybody's got a girl.
Well, haven't you?
No, I'm too old for girls.
You're too delicious. You're too sweet, delicious.
The man is idiot.
You're too sweet and delicious, right?
It's just sweet and delicious.
We can only say bye on the way.
But sweet, delicious, and tired. But I give you a classic case. Oscar Johnson and I, when they were doing the phase 3 or whatever it was over the Paradise Island, Atlantis, okay? We went over there because we heard of some things that were happening and we just gonna find out and do a bit of agitating. However, there was a group, a fella came in anyway, and he was doing drywall. He had a contract, American, to do drywall.
They don't leave now.
He came to me, he had 3 trucks. I put the name on the trucks and all the rest of that. But anyway, a time passed and he was finished. And no, listen to this. He was finished. I didn't know he was finished, but he came over and he brought the trucks. He said, I want you to take the names off the trucks. I said, no. He said, I want you to take the names off the trucks. I said, well, you finished over there? He said, yeah. I said, well, you're taking your trucks back. He said, no, I moved over on this side.
Yeah.
Say, but those who were working for me, say if they saw one of my trucks on this side, I'll blow them up. And so he already had jobs. And he's now a major contractor. He only did drywall, mind
I
you.
know what you're talking
He's
about.
now a building contractor.
You hear what I
I
say?
know what you're talking
He
about.
only did drywall.
Yes.
You know, Steve, when I was
He's the
ministering
big
in
man
industry,
now.
When I was in this ministry, I took about 40 of them off the list. Because I was also responsible for business license. So my ministry, just one day we went through and said, listen, man, we take these guys. They've been here too long. And I made a compassionate speech in Parliament that these people got to leave. I mean, why is it that we got to put them in a box to get them out of our country? No one who work for resorts or any of the big hotels in this country has ever left. They go and get a woman out of Fox Hill or the Grove or Union Village or Pinedale or East Street, and they marry them for this marriage of convenience, never live with them, never slept with them,
That's
and
right.
they're here for life.
We got it going on.
Listen,
Yeah, for life.
you know, I can go back when your old man came from Gold Rock Creek
Yes.
with Trey Glone.
Right, Craig Loan.
They moved into Fresh Creek, and every one of those fellas who were contractors, Arnold Cargill and a whole bunch of them,
Yeah, these work with
all of them were in did all the work. There was nobody from anywhere else that did any work. I'm talking about the U.S.
All the
bases,
all the
and
bases.
all they had was Bahamians.
All.
So when they start
Every base.
talking crap
Yeah.
about
Every base.
Bahamians don't want to do the work,
No.
you know, I
Every
know
base.
better.
This
It's
is why
foolishness.
this is why we have you as the host of Windows to History. You can keep things in order,
Praise God.
and that's very, very important. Hard copy. How are you before the break?
Hey, Steve?
Yes, sir. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, listen, Steve, I just want to piggyback on what Georgie Capron said about the money for road traffic. And the other ministries, these guys are pilfering from these establishments so seriously. I mean, to the point like they really don't even care. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to the registration with the election, I can tell you what people are saying, because I'm on the ground everyday Bahamian. And the thing is, who to vote for? Why vote when the government does what it wants to do anyway?
Wow.
Listen to the people. People hurting. They're treated as not even second-class citizens,
So I told
fourth-class
Mr. Miller.
citizens. And you see this happening, that the Bahamians are really the ones being pushed in the corner when it comes to our own society, our own country.
Yeah.
So when it comes to registering the vote, people really don't care.
Yeah.
And the government don't care.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see a big turnout at this point in time, because, you know, when you think about the morale of the country, it's very low.
Understood.
You look at the educational system, you look at immigration, you look at crime, you look at employment. It is bad. And so
Yeah, there's
this
nothing to
whole
call
thing
home about.
the government, the present government, are selling the people, but things are great. That's a lie.
But see, shouldn't that tell us a big picture story here? Because while all those things may be true and happening, and I do agree with you, shouldn't it be where, because those things are happening, we should get more people voting, because the opposition is so ready to govern and so ready to jump on the thing that people say, well, I can register anyhow so I can just get these fellas out of here. But that's not even happening.
Steve, you're right.
And where's Brown McCartney?
But if the people don't understand, they don't understand the layout on how this thing works, they're not going to do anything. Let me tell you something, Steve. When it comes to shows, you're on my list at the top, and then I got Warren McCartney a second, because you guys are the ones that really dive into the issue, and the rest of these guys want to hold it as some sort of how do you say it, politically correct?
Yeah.
There's no time for being politically correct. What it is what it is. The country is in a serious state. We're
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you registered yet?
Okay, I had to go to the bank and get where they had this thing for the hurricane relief, take a few, give you a month or two grace, and then you continue your payments, because it's that bad. So we can run on and we can talk about this and that, but when you go into the average home, they really don't give 2 cents.
And you know, the people who keep telling the Bahamian people to go register, they almost sound selfish, including Miller. Miller means no harm, but let me just show you what I mean.
I like Miller's the only one who could talk
in the
and get away
face.
with me when it comes to the people.
But listen to this.
Everybody, I really care there.
Understood. In the face of all of what is happening, all the turmoil, all of the, you know, the deprivation, the poverty, and all the things, these guys got a nerve to keep telling people, go out and register. Who the hell cares what you're saying and we dead, broken, poor? What you think this is? Find us some jobs.
It is. That's what it is, Steve.
Put us to work.
We can talk about this.
Make sure our children are safe.
But the fact of the matter is, people are hurting. As far as they're concerned, the government don't care for them.
There you
Well,
go.
you see, the easy way out for them is to say the Bahamian don't want to do that kind of work.
Yes,
What kind of work they don't want to do? They want to feed their children. They want to pay their school fees. They want to buy them clothes. What do you mean they don't want to do that kind of work? The other fellow could come here and do that kind of work.
My Lord.
So why must we create jobs for the other fellow?
All right. It hurts my heart.
Shoot.
That's all I can say about that. It hurts my heart.
Well, let's see.
Are not even considered citizens in our own country. We don't even have no rights. There's a lot of things that me and a few guys are trying to do to empower the youths in this country, and it took us, it's still on the we don't even know it's on the AG's office. They can't find the paperwork.
My Lord.
Do things to make changes in this country, and through those particular doorways, they're blocking it.
My Lord.
They don't know what we're talking about. They don't have the paperwork. You got to resubmit this. I mean, you just totally take away from the enthusiasm, the drive of those who really want to make a difference in this country.
Yeah, well, you know, I will tell you this: don't give up the fight, brother, because you're gonna have to turn this train around. This train going the wrong way. All right, all the best to you.
You know, with the greatest respect,
Mm-hmm.
the government over the last 18 months have been working day in and day out tirelessly
Mm-hmm.
to get the most major project in history of our country back on Bahama.
That's the problem.
Okay?
That's the
They
problem.
spent a lot of time and effort. Most of the time, that effort was spent on that. Thank God now it's coming back on the light at the end of the tunnel. Bahamians now got to grasp those jobs. I would hope that the government would see fit that in all facets of these new hotel development that is going on throughout the land and bread of Bahamas, not just Bahama, that Bahamians will get top jobs in these hotels, because it bothers me that if you go in any hotel in this country today, 9 out of 10 black Bahamians cannot get you to come there and get lunch and sign off on it. It is only the foreigners who got these jobs. That got to be wrong.
How things
There's
have
something
changed.
fundamentally wrong with that, and it got to be fixed, and it got to be fixed now. And I hope that when Bahama comes on stream, we wouldn't just have the maids, the gardeners, and what have you, and the bellman, and the people on the desk, that Bahamians would be in management, meaningful management positions.
Well,
that has to happen, Judge.
but let me say this.
The damn country and go someplace else.
I do not buy the excuse that the government is totally focused on getting the people to work and getting the project going. Governments are compartmentalized, and if you have that's with this and a minister of that and so on and so on, and so those that were involved with Bain, they had their jobs, and they were flat, they were left, right, and center. But meanwhile, should the country go to hell?
No, it can happen.
And then we use the excuse that the government was focused on Bahama.
Georgie, let's accept the fact, man, that the entire world economy is in turmoil. In Eastern Europe, people are drowning right now, trying to get from one part of Europe to the next, trying to get to the mainland of Europe, to try find substance, to try find a job, to try find a better life. The Bahamas is no different. When the U.S. economy is in trouble,
My friend,
we are in trouble. We haven't had the type of investments that is needed to sustain us and give us growth. And Bahamians on the go has not been investing in the Bahamas. Most of them are merchant class. They have not made any country. So we rely on the foreigner to such an extent that if he doesn't come here and put something in,
my friend,
the economy is stagnated. We have to find a better way. We can't continue to rely on this one faceted economy called tourism.
Well, listen,
we have to diversify and expand our economic base.
This is what I'm saying.
But
that is what
you speak of Europe,
but we don't do it.
You speak of Europe.
Yes.
But let me say this to you.
Yes.
You see,
and all the countries
that has been going hundreds and hundreds of years.
Also for the last several years,
my
because
friend,
of the war in Syria, the war in Afghanistan.
My friend.
Okay, the war in
my
all
friend,
those war
let me enlighten you.
Yes.
Okay. It's been going on for hundreds of years. There's one section of
Georgie.
There's one section of Spain where the Moors came in and they took it all over, and they're still there.
Yes.
They lightened them up a little bit down through the years.
No.
Yeah, when I say they lightened up the color of it.
Yes.
But the black Moors were in charge of Spain. Okay, the hordes came from all over Africa and in Spain, in France, in Italy, all over. So that phenomenon didn't just happen.
No, but listen,
it's been happening
in Syria and elsewhere.
Yeah, but Leslie,
in that part of the world. I mean,
I hear your point, and George, you're absolutely correct
on
a point of reference in history. But listen to this.
Yes.
The bottom line is this: all of those things may be good fodder to give as a reason why it didn't happen. The bottom line, and you're a politician, when it comes right down to it, man want to know the voter want to know. What has happened? Why I haven't felt you in office?
I accept that fully.
And you have to be able to explain to them why you were not able to deliver.
Yes.
And where you are absent that to them, they are demanding that you should have delivered. You have been found wanting, and that's all they want to know. If they can't feel you, if they can't feel all of the stuff that you talked about, well, that's just the bottom line. And that's what they will weigh you on. Yeah. And that's what the Christie administration will be looked at. See, he can go in with all this conjecture that he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and we appreciate all the efforts that he's made. Yeah. But if you talk about diversifying, if you are having, we haven't, we need to diversify years back, 40 years and we have not done anything to do it. We have eggs in one basket, and we can't seem to have no sense. Every country has failed because of it. And here it is. We put all of our stuff in Bahama, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out. Okay. How do we go to the children? See, this is akin to going to your children now. Yes. Daddy then gone out all day. He then get paid. You know daddy get paid. Yes. We got the investment. That's what that is, akin to that. Yes. Daddy, the prime minister, daddy come home. Yes. But daddy ain't bring no money. No. Not only that, daddy ain't get nothing to give the children, not even a little candy. Yeah. You see the point? Yeah. So the children hungry, there's no grocery in the house because daddy ain't bring nothing home, but he have this big talk that, yeah, we working on that, but the children hungry. The children hungry, they can't wait for no food. And that is what the prime minister should take a look at, especially in his constituency. His constituency is a suffering constituency. He may have tried to boost it up with some little work around there now and then, but the truth be told, that people, they just want to get rid of this whole thing.
But don't tell me work is being done now, because work should be done continuously.
I agree with you.
Don't tell me that 3 months before an election that Tom, Dick, Harry, and Mary are cleaning up and are being paid.
This is a feel-good factor for all politicians. Every day of this is a feel-good factor. This is not anything of compassion and feelings. This is a feel-good factor for the MP. That I got some people waiting to see all the people, and they can drive around. That's their license to drive through the area now and don't get run and fault. That kind of thing.
I have my car waiting for them.
I've got to run to a break. Oh, wait a second. Let me take this call. Hot copy. How are you?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. McKinney, I didn't even realize, I'm calling from Grandma. I didn't realize you had a toll-free number. I think you should let people know that there's a toll-free number. A lot of people in Grandma would love to call in.
325-025-203, eh?
Yeah, but they didn't know it was toll-free. But let me get to my point, because I have a lot of points to make. You said you want to know what's going on in Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
So first of all, the only minister of Grand Bahama is when there's a shovel. If you have a shovel for groundbreaking, only time you would see the minister of Grand Bahama. What is so distressing and upsetting with me, and the government needs to take a look at it. You have all of these, you have the container port, you have the shipyard. Majority of the workers are temporary workers. Okay, yeah, it's a job, but with a temporary job, I don't care if you're making $20 an hour, still can't get a loan to get a house because you are a temporary worker. I don't understand how government, after government, negotiate these contracts and they don't demand that individuals get a temporary, not temporary, but a permanent job status. You know, I've been to college. I'm a college graduate, and I was passionate to come home and to help my people. Mr. Miller, I respect you. You have all the respect for me because I see and I know that you have passion for the people. But there are things in your party that I do not agree with, and it's very sad to see the state country's going in. A prime example, I applied for a plate. They said they have a moratorium on plates. This has been for over 20 years.
My God.
How is it that
It's been that long, yes.
Jeez.
How is it that John Blow, who doesn't even drive a taxi, is in possession of 5 plates, employing individuals?
I told Glennis Hannah Martin 10 years ago, the first term, that she have to recall them plates and redistribute them plates.
And I don't understand why
They-
no government, including the last administration, Mr. Ingram started to do it, then he stopped.
Because they
Because
said
these people
families
who are
involved.
hardly supported, but that got to
The
stop,
people,
man.
the people,
If you don't make a living,
the people
of a
will the
plate,
plates.
why should you have 3 and 4 plates? It is unfair for the man,
Man,
who has a car,
the
who has a
people will
vehicle.
the plates to their grandchildren.
Listen, I agree with you totally. Absolutely agree with you. I wanted to ask you a question. On these temporary jobs, because I know why they do it, do you all have any insurance coverage? That's the main question.
You're a contract worker. You're responsible for your own. You're responsible for your own.
That's why they do it, because they don't have to have you insured on the job. You are really a contract.
That is my point right
Which
there.
is wrong.
But why are
Which
we
is wrong.
negotiating with these? See, first and foremost, you're already getting cheap labor.
Yes.
Even if you're paying me as a permanent worker a lower salary,
yes,
I'm able to go to the man.
Exactly.
And demand, hey, I would like to get a low-cost home.
Exactly.
You see, another issue that there's so many issues that I have right now. I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, I appreciate your dilemmas.
But like I said, we bring in these foreign corporations. Let me give you an example. When we first had the Hurricane Jane Francis and all those, when the Bahama Princess closed, they closed and left and took all the money. Why don't we implement a rule that, hey, I have to have an account with a certain amount of monies just in case your company goes belly up?
That's right.
That's what it used to be, Mr. Carlton Francis, God bless him, and Adahana had that policy.
That is true.
Got to be in the bank, Georgie. That was a standard policy under Linden,
Absolutely.
Standard policy.
Why can't we bring it back? Because guess what? These people come, they milk the country, and when they already get all their profits, pack up and leave, and they leave the bill for the Bahamian people, which they already
and many governments have paid off bills, the national insurance, and everything.
The dream went sour.
Unbelievable.
It became a nightmare, and they leave us here with the nightmare, and they go with the money.
It's not so much the
standard procedure.
The dream went sour. They didn't lose any money while they were at it.
Yeah.
And so when things went according to plan, they said, well, listen, we're gone.
Yeah.
We leave you.
Brother, you've got to contact me more often so we can talk. We need
to
talk about the Grand Bahama problems because it's the only way that we're going to bring it to the forefront.
And well, Mr. McKinney, and there's an issue, another issue, because a lot of people there also upset with the opposition because they're not vocal enough.
Yeah.
And that's why
I say it every day and they get mad with me.
Because I can't hear the outrage, especially with all of the so-called corruption, if the office corruption going on in the present government, you are supposed to be the voice for the people. So you need to be more vocal.
Yeah, you need to lead the charge.
The first problem you got is
lead the charge.
Is one opposition, because you got two oppositions in Parliament.
That's what I'm saying.
That's part of the problem.
Anybody that is not in
There
agreement
you go now,
with
Master
what is
Minister.
the way the current government is being run, I feel that if you have access to the pulpit, your voice should, because for the small man heard,
exactly
the reason why we have you as an opposition,
the government,
scream, and so you could holler for the people that can't scream. And it doesn't make any sense. Everybody's crying. Where is the VAT money? Okay, let's say we find out and discover, okay, the money was misappropriated.
Plundered it.
Got gains.
Yes.
Through unscrupulous means. Are we going to prosecute these individuals?
No.
Or are we going to do another commissioning of inquiry?
No, we're not doing
$5 million, and then, okay, we found out where the money is, but nobody pays it back. And nobody, because it doesn't make sense. We keep on asking if we're not going to do anything when we find out where the money's at. It's very upsetting, and individuals are very upset. How long, I'm going to ask you gentlemen this question. I think you guys are homeowners. Okay, my father has a job. He moved in our house when he was at the age of 31. Okay? Like I said, my father never went to college. I am a college graduate. I have a friend who not only has a bachelor's, she has a doctorate. And we're all living home in our parents' house.
Has a doctorate on living home?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what he's
find a job in Freeport?
But listen, you know what he's really
Yes,
saying.
you cannot get a job
You know what he's saying?
unless I know Mr. Leslie Miller, unless I know Mr. So-and-so MP. But then, and see, and this is the reason, and this is another problem why the country is so ineffective when it comes to doing things, because the people who are qualified and who could move the country forward, they're not given the opportunities because vote the right way or you don't have the right last name. So therefore, let's put Michael Smith, who just learned how to spell his name last week, but we're going to give him an executive position. Because
With perks.
that's my brother's friend.
Because
and
he's
he voted the right way.
He's a member of the club. But does that really happen for a company to have grossly incompetent people above those people who can make a contribution? Take a company to be successful if that's the policy that they follow. And the Bahamas government cannot do that because of the fact that you have the public service that have certain criteria that one must adhere to enable them to get a job.
That's all the good fluffy talk, but we know the story.
Well, that's the fact.
The brother is telling you real life.
No, listen, I sympathize
It's not in practice, Mr. Miller.
And so I would like to give you my phone number.
And doing something is two different things.
I'm with you.
Oh, and it is, people are so frustrated, and it's so frustrating to me, especially when I go to government agencies and I go looking for whatever type of service, and to see the incompetence and the lack of professionalism in these places.
Are you registered?
I always say, if you are a minister in a certain ministry, why don't you take your time and don't call the direct line, call the line, call the number,
the regular line,
that the public has to call,
That's
and see how long you're going to be on hold.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't say hi. This is Leslie Miller.
Oh, you're right.
Hi, I'm Mr. Smith. And
you're right.
Call and see if you could. You would be transferred
In most government ministries, you
spot to
can't get
spot,
no money.
and you end up in the
There's no
janitorial
question about that.
somebody that can't even assist you with the original problem.
Brother, I've got to run. I appreciate your call and your comment. It's been
I'd like
good.
to talk to you sometimes. You can call me on 424-3313, sir. 424-3313. I'd like to talk to you off record, sir.
All right. I appreciate your call. All right. You know, one of the things that's quite interesting, very quickly, that the gentleman is saying too, in a short clip, is this: our parents, who labored for us to go to school, they were able to leave us an inheritance.
Yes.
They leave us piece of land.
Yes.
Listen to this.
Yes.
And we had one little piece of land that we inherit, that we had something that we could build something on.
Yeah.
Today,
No.
people like me,
That animal doesn't exist.
who have a home,
Yes.
but may not have any place to leave some property for my children, we are far worse off today
Absolutely.
than we ever could be.
Because I'll tell you, Steve,
When our parents, my
Absolutely.
father used to cut the grass on Life of Eagle, of course.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
So,
understand.
and he was able to build his house.
Yes.
He was able to buy his land.
Yes.
He was able to do those things. And today, if you can get a piece of property, you're good.
You better than
You
that.
understand? So
if
what's
we
going to
don't
happen
buy
to the children
children-
behind us?
Steve, if we don't buy land for our children today, they will never own a piece of land in this country.
I tell you.
I'm now buying land for my grandchildren.
Well, that's the
That's the
idea.
only way they can get it.
But
I buy land for them because they can never afford land. But you know why? The Movable Property Act
Yes.
was dashed
This
aside.
is why I
and we refused
asked
to bring
if
it back
in
into
fact
being.
the PLP was
We
going to
refused.
address this
We
matter
refused. No, we
at
refused.
convention, because
And
it could
most
be.
cabinet ministers will tell you they would like to see it reenacted.
Yeah, but no
Listen,
one.
back to
I
this.
asked you.
It's a
I
bunch of
told you.
foolishness because let me put it to you quite frankly.
Yeah.
The very first act that Ingram
Was the Movable Property Act.
Yeah.
The big boys asked him to kill that one first. I'm
Repeat-
making that
repeat-
market.
And
People
he-
with foreign names making that
and
market.
he-
95% of it making that market.
he was killing for the
Not
big
black baby.
boys for years and years and
Yes,
years.
yes.
The big white boys,
Yes.
not just say the big boys.
Yes.
The big white boys.
Yes.
Okay,
Made them
and
rich beyond their wildest dreams.
that's why we are still in a state of economic slavery. Okay, and a landless people.
Hard copy. Yes, hard copy. I'm listening. Hard copy, how you doing? All right, that person isn't there.
And they're not registering.
Hard copy, how are you?
Hello, Mr. McKinney?
That's me.
Okay. I heard you guys talking about behemoths and not registering, to vote.
Yes.
But I want you guys to know, I never used to vote because to vote for the FNL and PLP, to me, would be to vote for the exact same parties. Okay? I don't want to insult anybody there.
Go ahead.
They wanted to see me.
Say your piece.
That's your inalienable right to vote for whoever you please, my dear.
But both of them seem to be hypocrites to me. Okay? Now, I want you to know, when they opened up the registry for you to sign up to vote, I took my husband, and we both went, and we registered. Okay, the first day, because this year I am going to vote because I see what's free. Okay? I don't want the government to do anything for me, Mr. McKinney, because I've been working till I'm 16, and I know about taking care of me and mine. All right?
Thank God.
Now, getting upset because the BMP people wants to know where that money goes. The BMP people wants to know where that money goes because a person like me, who knows about paying mortgage, who has who takes out a loan, knows when it's time for me to pay my mortgage or pay my loan. The bank, when they touch my check, they know where the money is coming from, and they put it there and it's accounted for. My major in school was accounts. So when people tell me, when I hear your elected officials say they don't know where the money is because it's in consolidated fund, to me that's nonsense. Okay? Now here it is. We are paying all this money. All right, Mr. McKinney? Light, water, food, cable, when you go to the doctors, to buy your medication, and all of that. Okay? And then when you go to the bank to withdraw money to get something for yourself, that is on that also. You can barely buy grocery in the food store for $100.
I feel it. I know what you're saying.
Okay?
I know what you're saying.
That's why we want to know where our back money is going. And when I look at my country and I cannot see where the money is going, okay?
Yeah.
It's a problem for me because here I am working hard every day, all right?
Yes.
And again, like I said, I don't want the government to do anything for me, but let me see.
Yeah, be accountable. They need to be accountable.
Okay,
No question about it.
When I listened to that talk show on 96, they had Michael Akitas, I think, on.
Yes.
And he gave some of the stupidest answers, and I was proud of Kadia, how she got on him. And that's why I want us to have a debate where the people can come and ask our elected officials questions. And you know what? After we elect you, we can hold you accountable for your words.
Well,
okay,
that's
Mr. McKinney?
That's how it's
my
supposed to be.
problem with this country. I don't want nobody to do anything. My mother raised me to work and take care of me.
Just provide the opportunities and don't get in your way.
Mr. McKinney, do you know, let's say these young girls who have children for these men who say they love them, okay? And, they fall down. And she makes a minimum wage job. Mr. McKinney, I was blown away when I found out how much it was to pay rent. I was blown away. Now, could you imagine this young girl, okay? She has to pay rent. She has to take care of those children with that guy he's not assisting with. And it doesn't make sense for her to go to the court because $30 can't even pay your light bill right now.
Exactly.
Okay? So, not to do anything. And when she gets her paycheck, she got to pay back on everything.
My Lord.
So when she's asking, where's my money, please do not insult her. Because if that girl knows about
I like you putting it that way. I love the way you put that.
My money, that is out of that. When I go to the food store, that is in that. When I pay for my children.
The women have a stake in this thing, especially those single mothers.
Absolutely. Right
Speak the truth, is what she's saying.
Schools are not a good place. That's why when they're talking foolishness about metal detectors, why don't the private school need metal detectors, Mr. McKinney? The young man just carried a gun to school the other day.
Yeah.
It is
14 years old.
7th grader.
This country, Mr. McKinney. All I want my elected officials to do is their job. They want to say there's no money in this country. There's money in this country, left, right, and center, and I can tell you that because I work. And if you see, I was able to sit down and talk to your prime minister, our prime minister. I can tell him how to fix all of our problems. Just by looking, and they want to say there's no money in the country, I can tell you how to come to the Bahamian people and let us invest in our country what we are not able to do.
I better see if I can get Prime Minister Christie to make you that member of parliament for what area they? Mother Prado area, St. Cecilia.
It's difficult. We have to take these little jobs, Mr. McKinney, and I thank God for the little jobs because you can imagine, what these other people could have been doing. All right. And then when you come and you watch, and people like to say we have problems with foreigners. No, my problem is if you want to come in my country, you come and pay what I have to pay. I don't get nobody said, here, you're going to get this back because
No
you paid back for a whole
concessions.
year. No, nobody's saying that. The foreigners come in and they get everything for free. But here I am, when I go and get my mortgage, I have to pay that.
Yeah.
Okay? When you don't look what's your bank account, the bank steal your money.
Yes.
Okay,
My
Mr.
God.
McKinney, and
I don't
that's
judge
the
us.
problems I'm having in the country.
I
And I
don't judge
never
us.
see my elected officials. But when it's time to come to vote, when they come to my door, Mr. McKinney, they're going to cry. Okay?
I don't blame
I
you.
want you to tell me what you're doing for my country.
Yeah.
When that man talks about all the schools he's building in the Family Islands. I wish I was able to pick up the phone and ask him, name me one school.
Yeah.
Okay? Look at our roads, Mr. McKinney, where the common black are beaming live. Okay? Our roads are messed up. But those roads behind Life is Key and Albany and Sandy Point are built by the exact same behemoths.
No, they're not. No, they are private roads. They are
But
built
they
by
may be
Bahamas.
private roads, but the
Yeah,
same person
yeah, they're private.
who built those roads are the same person who are building
And have the
roads
ability
here.
to build quality roads is what you
I
say.
built my little Capron or whatever.
Yet we can get good roads.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
And look at the homes. Mr. McKinney, behemoths want to own homes. We cannot own homes. Why? Because when we go to the bank, they'll oh no, you're not qualified.
Yeah.
You're not qualified, Mr. McKinney, but you're paying all your money. Most behemoths do not even have $1,000 in their bank account, Mr.
That's true.
McKinney.
That's frightening. That's very
How are we
frightening.
supposed to survive in this country?
Very
And
frightening.
like I told one of my coworkers the other day,
You better don't get
not
sick.
give anybody. Don't tell me you steal because you're hungry. You have to feed your children. My mother raised 6 children by herself, and she did not steal. She worked those double shifts. Thank God we had communities back then where a little old woman named Mama could have watched the whole community. My problem is I want my government to be accountable. I don't want you to give me $1. I want you to be accountable, Mr. McKinney. That's all I want.
Listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I want you to call me more.
Thank you so
Gus.
much for the insight.
What's happening is that we're going to have to put the pressure on these guys. They want to lead. They want to govern. They believe that they are the ones who are supposed to be running the show. Well, we got to make the demands now because we're the board of directors. If you don't do what you just did just now,
Get fired.
the rocks will cry
I
out.
can't get to my elected officials, Mr. McKinney.
Yeah, well, you can get to them right here on hard copy.
Because if you go to their offices, they're never in there.
Now, I'm sure you don't live in Tall Pines.
No, I don't.
Okay, because you can always find me.
Okay?
424 33
I'm waiting for you guys to come to my door.
No, not say you guys. Say them guys.
I want them to tell me what you intend to do.
Don't say you guys. Them guys.
Ashley has separated himself from them.
Before, yeah. This is the lone wolf.
How
Yeah.
much money? I mean, $5,000. Most payments don't even realize when you take $5,000 for
Yeah.
that bank.
I hear you.
Do you realize how much you're paying back?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
Our
ma'am.
grandparents and great grandparents, Mr. McKinney,
Yeah.
did ASUS. I mean, you can't do nothing right now. because you
All they
can't
do is
trust
thief
one
your money.
person.
Oh, you don't try to do no soon now they can thief your money. I done been in
gonna
three, they
build
thief
them.
my money.
All I want them to do, Mr. McKinney, is do your job. That's why I want them to have a live debate where
you,
the
Doc.
Behemoth people can come and ask them those questions. And when you see they don't do what they say when they get into office, Mr. McKinney, I want to say, hold on.
Okay, I hear what you're saying,
Yeah,
darling.
thank you.
I appreciate you, and she's loaded.
Loaded.
And if she's loaded like that, and if that's any indication,
Well, I don't know what constituency
As
she
to
live in,
what-
but that damn MP, what she got to be in trouble when they go there.
she in
But
Michael
that-
Akita's constituency.
Huh?
She in Michael
Well,
Akita's.
Mike, no, I don't think so. I wouldn't want to fish that on Mike.
She in Michael Akita's
He's
constituency.
in trouble. He in trouble.
Listen, you didn't hear her narrative. All of the stuff what she's
I
talking
know,
about.
I
This
know,
fella
that's-
refused.
Maybe she heard him on the radio. I don't mean he.
No. You stay right there.
Well,
She and Michael Akita.
Mike, I wish you luck with
Look
that
at, even if she isn't, he need to take
No,
that.
he need to deal with
He
it.
need to take that like she in his constituency
she-
because this is the typical way
What
the
you saying
behaving
makes
people
sense.
are responding to his thing.
Yeah.
Hard copy, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Very good, thanks.
I'm actually in Alcides' area. Right down when he comes knocking on my door.
Mhm.
But I was highly disappointed at his explanation on what happened to the fast. Highly insulted.
Yeah.
I feel like politicians are treating Bahamians as if we are fools, that we're not listening, or that we haven't heard.
But you know, Michael Keatis is not that type of person, though. With the greatest respect.
That's the problem. I
You know that.
always looked at him
Yes.
as a nice guy, and
Yes,
I
he
still
is.
think he's a nice guy.
Yes, he is.
However,
An honest person.
what he said put his credibility.
You know, I think Mike got caught up in the moment.
Yeah, he got caught up in the rhetoric. I've already told you that.
You know, I just think that's what it was. It was unfortunate.
I told you he was out of character. That's not his style.
I told you out of character. You're right, Steve. That's why I'm sorry for the interruption.
Of his position, that should have never been said.
There you go.
Yes.
And for
He's a minister of state.
Yeah.
The audience, when he is on the television, on the airwaves, people hear him.
Yeah.
You know, not
They
only
expect him to be on a higher level. That's the
other
problem.
people were listening.
Yes.
And I'm totally disappointed with this government on a whole.
Yeah.
The whole way concerns bad. When I see things like Bahama and the exemption, and the Prime Minister talking about how the new people at Bahama were coming over and they were paying for all of the workers who didn't get what they were supposed to get.
Yes.
And to turn around and here they have this huge exemption so that our VAT pays for that.
Madam, no. Could
Pays for that because the exemption.
Could I just interject something here? Madam, can I please interject here, please, with your permission?
Well, one more thing before you
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
And also, when you think about the VAT and you think about the amount of monies that was spent on Bay Street for decoration,
For that crap.
I got it.
amount of monies that was spent on Carnival.
Oh, God.
Think about the
I was
fact
wondering that was good.
I guarantee you.
accounting of what was going on with Bamsey. When you think about the fact that
These are tangibles that she's talking
I'm
about.
with you.
Tangibles.
could have been helped by a simple matter of them insisting that all these Scotiabank and all the rest of them lower their rates. That would have helped that would have helped everybody.
Yes.
Our rates
I agree
over
with
here
you
on
there fully.
mortgages is exorbitant.
The rates are now at 4.5%.
Well, let me. I appreciate your call, ma'am. And in the essence of time, I've got many calls, and let Leslie Miller.
I'd like to hear. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Steve,
listen.
Thank you.
Let me say, you know, a lot of people have this grave concern, the fact that the new owners of Bahama was exempted from what they call paying these necessary taxes. I think we need to put things in proper perspective. If Mr. Ismail and his group had finished Bahama, the public treasury is not going to get one single penny, you know. The new group came over and paid every single Bahamian entity and everybody else all the money that was due them. A buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, got over $20 million that was owed to his companies, his conglomerate companies, did most of the work out there. Furthermore, the company is now investing almost $1 billion extra to get this conglomerate back on track. Why should they be penalized to pay a tax that the other party was not going to pay? And things remained the way it was supposed to remain. When the man said that he had the money now to rebuy the hotel after he put it into bankruptcy, it tells me that he had the money all along because he said he now has the money. I don't think that you should blame the government for disallowing them from paying the taxes, because without their coming in here, there would be no Bahama. I don't think it's fair to the new developer that you're paying for something that the other party was not going to pay for. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I hear you. I don't agree with your line of argument.
I understand.
But I hear what you're saying. Hard copy, how are you? How you doing, sir? Please talk to me. I'm listening.
On the phone.
Hello.
Yes. Thank you. I'm listening. Go ahead, ma'am. Listen to the telephone. Turn your radio off. Forget about that.
You get a feedback a mile away.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
I'm listening to you, ma'am. How you doing?
Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Turn your radio down.
Hello.
Here.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
Okay,
Yo.
ma'am.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We hear you.
Okay, I'm glad you hear me, but I had a few concerns, but I have another one added, one that just came up, that the information that you just raised just a moment ago.
Yes, ma'am.
When you said that the new owners of Bahama
Yes, ma'am.
is only getting the benefits that the old owners were getting.
Yes.
So what you're saying to me is that the original owners of Bahama weren't also going to pay that?
No, what I'm saying to you is that, listen, had the hotel reached its final conclusion successfully, there would have been no money coming in from the Bahama group that started Bahama. In other words, this question came up because they're saying that because the land ownership was transferred, they should pay the VAT tax on the transfer of the title deeds. And I'm saying that I don't think it's fair for someone who has saved a project that was going under to place that burden on them when they took the added expense of paying all of the creditors that were due funding, especially those Bahamian creditors, to the tune in excess of $100 million, which they paid. We were never going to get that money at the hotel reach its final conclusion.
No, hold on. I think I'm getting a little confused here.
Okay.
Because what I'm understanding from you
Yes.
is that the present owners
Yes.
did us a favor by not paying the taxes.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I said that
Let me just get. I want to.
Okay, ma'am, go ahead. Sorry. Okay, no problem.
But they are. We should be happy that they're opening the hotel and pay the creditors. What I'm saying to you,
Yes.
what I need to know, had the original owners get Bama, would they not be entitled to pay the creditors also?
No, they were not going to pay them because had we allowed them to declare bankruptcy in Delaware that they had proposed to do, no one was going to get paid. No one. And it's foolishness for people. They were never going to pay no one. That's a fact. And the man came back 6 months later, so he got the money now to buy the hotel back. But if you want to buy the hotel back and you get the money, why the hell you declare bankruptcy if you had the money all along? Okay, and that's what bugs me. Mind you, I was with him, you know. I got in serious trouble speaking out on his behalf, Steve, as you know.
We as the Bahamian government need to stop being in desperate situations.
No, you ain't desperate.
Making foreigners believe that we are so desperate that whatever they give us, we must take.
That is not true.
No, that's what's
in this case. That is not true. No, ma'am.
No, they seem to be the foreign investors always seem to have the upper hand on the Bahamian government and any issue and any project that they bring to the Bahamas.
Madam, first of all,
They seem to be the persons who can wheel and deal, and all of our Bahamian governments, all they seem to be so gullible, so happy to have them.
Madam, if you're talking about employing, madam, if you're talking about employing 4,000 people, man, look at the size of the project. This is not a project where you're employing 10 to 20 people, you know. Okay. You're talking about 4,000 lives that's going to be affected. You're talking about an economy that is going to be affected by the successful implementation of this project.
Okay, point taken.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. But at the same time, we're employing 400 people on the low-class job.
4,000.
$200, $300, $400, probably maximum per week. Okay?
I don't agree with that because I believe that in this situation, the government cannot allow these people to come in here and not give Bahamians the top jobs in those enterprises. And I will raise eternal hell if that is the case, ma'am.
All right.
Because it's not fair.
What I really call for, sir, until you made that point,
yes,
is that, first of all, I think I respect you, and I respect that you look out for the small man. But I really personally do believe that you are in the wrong group of people. My parents always said birds of a feather.
Well, who's the right group of people? Can you tell us that?
Seem like you want to with these people.
Where would you like me to go, ma'am? You want me to go to Miss Butler, Toyna? Or you want me to go with Doc?
That you don't separate yourself. You're a very good gatekeeper.
Just tell me, you want me to go, but the gatekeeper don't have a party, ma'am.
Gatekeeper.
They don't have a party.
You don't watch dog for the small man.
But they don't have a party, ma'am.
You are with a bunch of people who don't give one.
Madam, if they have a political party, let me know. I was going to that convention. They said it's having a convention. I ain't seen the convention yet. I'm still gatekeeper. It was having a convention. I was going to be there.
Which gatekeeper
All
are you
I
talking
said that the gatekeepers having a convention was coming up from last year.
The People's Movement.
The People's Movement was having a get together. I haven't heard. I was going to be there. To hear what they have to say.
Listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen.
You being the bulldog, you have
I'm just the bulldog. I ain't the bulldog. The bulldog bigger than me.
Why don't you break loose from those losers and join and help out with some group that probably needs just strength?
Okay, I appreciate your call. Listen.
Okay, man.
The gatekeepers. There's been all kind of confusion about this gatekeeper thing. Yes. Jeremiah Duncombe had made claim that he was the gatekeepers.
Yes.
The People's Movement, who are keepers of the gates.
Hold on.
It's a different. No, the People's Movement, the TPM.
But aren't they with Morris and Freeport?
No, Moss,
They merged with Moss.
they did.
Then they de-merged from Moss.
Yes, that's the people's movement. Yes,
But that's the gatekeepers.
no, that's not the gatekeepers.
So
The
who's
gate-
people moving different
the,
from
gate,
gatekeepers?
the gatekeepers says that they are Jeremiah Duncombe, right?
Yeah.
He said he is the gatekeepers.
Okay.
He's putting together a list of independents who may run, that kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
And that's where the talk came from with
Okay.
Loretta Butler, et
All right,
cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
okay.
But the distinguishing thing is that the People's Movement, TPM, is the party that is the original People's Movement that used to have as their war cry, gatekeepers forever.
Okay.
See the point?
Who are the avenging angels?
That should be you and Leslie.
That'll be should see when those groups.
Hot coffee, how are
arrive
you?
at the surface.
Hot coffee, how you doing?
We should see.
Hi there. Okay, I gotta go. Hot copy, how are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. McKinney. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks.
I would like to know what is to become of Grand Bahama, because promises made in the 2012 general election still haven't been lived up to yet. The Royal Oasis was not opened back up. The road is still closed. I mean, the island is taking a pounding.
Yes.
I live in West Grand Bahama, and Mr. Roscombe is my MP, but him being the Minister of Tourism, I see no new life in Grand Bahama.
So let me ask you, how does Wilshcombe look down in Grand Bahama West End and Bimini? Because Obi seems to be the fellow who make things happen, even in the entire PLP. So you're telling me that he's not doing his thing down in Grand Bahama? I'd find that to be quite interesting to hear, because as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, it's been because of Wilshcombe that things have happened. The little that has happened because of Wilshcombe.
How do you think the economy of Grand Bahama is?
I know it's bad.
Dire straits,
I know it's bad.
Very dire straits.
So when I look at it, how could I support someone that I supported who didn't do what they were supposed to do in the first place?
What did he say he was
But
going
what
to
were
do?
they supposed to do?
Make the island better.
Yes.
True.
But now how do you do that when you all are controlled basically by the Grand Bahama Port Authority
You see, when
under the
these people
Hawksbill
on
Creek
the
Agreement?
stage, they don't tell you these things. I only could vote for you based on what you say you were going
True.
to do.
Yeah, okay,
You're
I
right.
hear you.
You're right.
I hear you.
But don't make promises you
I hear
can't keep. This
I
is
hear
a lesson that Christie must really take to heart and learn. I don't know if he would, but Christie looks so innocent at the PLP convention. He is feeling so high after
Like to make a
he,
call.
he
Please.
defeated Alfred Sayers. It was just a pushover. It was just like a rollover for Sayers. And I meant to ask Leslie earlier tonight about that whole thing, because we didn't even discuss that. I mean, this was a non-event, really. And Leslie basically said that that's what it would have been, a
I
non-event.
told you what was going to happen.
Yeah, but at the
And
end of the
I
day,
was wrong.
Especially with those
I was wrong.
300 new votes. they
yeah,
brought in.
300 new votes, and you still looked at him only get 169.
I just thought it was an overkill. But you know what I blame from all this conversation this afternoon?
Mm.
In this country today, with such disaffection within all the opposition forces, I said on your show many times, Steve, that you would recall, I say that in the Bahamas, in my opinion, from being around politics for so long now, from 62, that the hate for the PLP was greater than their dislike for each other. The opposite is now happening because of the stability in the PLP. Because the PLP has taken us from a little village to where we are today as a people, because the PLP has been able to develop this middle class that we still got to stick with the schools, with the education facilities, with the medical center, with the introduction of NIB and the other things that we brought into force, that people still see the Progressive Party as the party of choice to take them into this future. And it really is, because we have our difficulties, yes. And by extension, the country has its difficulties, but I still believe that we have the best team to take us into this new future.
You buy that, Georgie?
And that's obvious, because who else is there on the horizon?
You buy that, Georgie?
Who else is there? Which other entity
Just
can
wait
take
and
us
see. There are surprises. There are surprises that may be on the
When is it gonna
horizon.
come? After May 7th?
It's a surprise. I can't tell you.
What do you expect Leslie to say?
Georgie, but that's not stuff.
But
Leslie's not.
Name me the other entity then.
What did he?
Is it the FNM? Is it Loretta Butler and her group?
Stop badgering.
gatekeepers?
Leslie, stop badgering Georgie. Let Georgie
Now,
talk.
Go ahead. I can't badger. You know better than that.
He can carry on.
Yeah.
And I listened to him. So,
but there's the alternative, Georgie.
The alternative at this point,
yes,
at this late in the game,
yes,
I don't see one.
It's a surprise.
On the horizon.
It's a surprise.
That was a surprise.
If it comes, more power to them.
Yeah, I hope they got.
It's a surprise.
But I don't see it.
But look here, it's not only a surprise, it's going to be a miracle. That's how serious this
Jesus is still there.
It's going to be a miracle. Miracles have happened 3 times.
In the game, Judge?
Twice. Miracles have happened twice in this administration right here.
What were those 2 miracles?
The miracle of 3-1 for the gambling, for defeat, and the miracle of 3-1. All the cards stacked against the people, all the numbers supposed to be saying this, they were considered miracles.
But you got to have an entity to rule a government.
Yeah, but you didn't understand.
What?
You don't know what is being put together. That's why I tell you it's a surprise.
Okay, I hear you. Well, we should wait and see, Judge.
Yeah, you can't call it.
Well,
you can't call it yet because you know.
What? February's tomorrow, right? February 1st is tomorrow.
February's today.
Today.
First
February 1st today. So how many months you got? Exactly 3 months to go.
Boy,
February, March, April.
Plenty of
May
things
7th. Is it?
Lots of things can happen in 3 days.
Say that again, May
in 3 hours even.
May 7th. You
In
can't
3 hours even.
Some people are saying now that the Prime Minister should postpone the election.
How can he?
Today, and I tell him that would be the most dangerous and foolish mistake you could ever make to go over.
The Prime Minister,
he
listen,
can't do that.
the Prime Minister himself is suggesting that in a subtle way.
Yes, because he wants people to register.
Yeah, but he has no right.
we have the law.
He should have been able to influence what is happening within that parliamentary registration department to have these fellas get their tails out there and do their jobs better, and he wouldn't have this
Well,
trouble.
hopefully tomorrow, I believe they come to the Boundaries Commission tomorrow to make their final report.
Well,
that some people may become enthused and decide to go and register. I'm certainly going to do the best I can over the next month.
Everyone who you see registering now,
but you know
they
what-
registered to get rid of the government.
What bothers me is that
And I think
what
you
bothers
scared as hell now. What you say? Say that again.
Go ahead.
Everybody who is registering now, they are registering to get rid of the government.
Well, I tell you what, start tomorrow, you take my people and can register. Okay?
Anyway, Steve is past his
George, you've been keeping
George, you don't
time.
want to say that, that's Zaki.
No, I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be cool. You know.
You haven't let Leslie Miller out-talk you today.
No, you don't got
No.
We are in a
It's not
peculiar
that.
state, Georgie.
It's not
peculiar
that.
state, man.
What is it?
We're in a peculiar state.
We've got so many problems.
Yes.
And
yeah, it's so little time we're talking about it.
and not only that, I mean, you know, we need to isolate each problem.
That's right.
And deal with
Yes,
it.
that's how I like to deal with it.
You know, but
it's all over the place because the people, the people are jumpy. You need to understand something. You want to know why there's this firestorm today of people, because the PLP then had their convention. The people have been able to sit back and analyze it. They say, but by damn, these fellas ain't telling us nothing. Hold on, let's get on the phone. That's what's happening.
Well, you see what's happening when Alcides, he comes on and he's talking crap.
Yeah.
And the people react because you don't need.
But do you think the average ordinary maybe pick up on that and made was he?
No, the average ordinary behavior was pumped up, this pumping circumstance, the glitz and glamour, and that's what they were looking for, the show.
Yeah.
And Alcides put on a good show, but you see, the trouble is he was the wrong person for it because he's the responsible minister of state finance, responsible for finance.
And see,
people expect you to be on a higher
level.
So
you can't be down
come
there
with fantasy. You have to deal with reality. And the crap that he was talking could only be fantasy instead of coming down to people. See, you cannot have yourself believing that you above the people's level of understanding.
Yeah, that's also a mistake.
Are long gone. Where Tom, Dick, or Harry came back from school and he's supposed to be bright. We got a whole heap of bright.
Some
brighter people.
Some who don't even speak proper English, but they'll run circles around you because they know what they're talking about. Yeah, that's how it is. Alcides made a big error, and I don't think anybody reeled him in, and he should have had a chance to redeem himself later.
Well, he said he's going to speak.
No, they should have been able to bring him back and just to say, On a very serious note, let me just give you succinctly some things that we have done to make sure. See, he named some areas that we didn't know we borrowed money for, you know. $236 million for the Defense Force boat. I got the sound clip for that in the House of Assembly. You better be careful what you're saying, because I got them.
We know you got it.
You see, you can't be talking stupidness.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, Michael Keys, please, man, please, for God's sake, what are you saying? And the same thing with Hope. You know, Hope is my girl. I like Hope. I like to be gentle with the ladies. You have to have some kind of gravitas for what you're dealing with when it comes to the financial services sector. You talk about smart people in that business, you know. You think that they got money by being dummies? They know what they're talking about. Yeah. You can't go there faking talking this kind of talk that's all up in the air and all around the place. It's so airy. You gotta speak specifically and pointedly on these particular issues and say, this is what they want us to do. Yeah. These are what the regulations are. We say this, we say that. This can't happen, and this is why. And we've got to fight them like this, that, and that.
And this is where the money is.
Yeah, and this is where the money is.
But you have to deal with the money.
But that was a failure.
Don't tell people.
The only one who people have not talked about that did a fantastic job was Glennis Hannah Martin, by giving a comprehensive approach to her ministry on different fronts. She didn't go far.
She always does.
She didn't go far enough in transportation.
She always does.
But the fact of the matter is that she was able to bring us around the corner and understand some things succinctly.
She doesn't talk
the fight
down
for
to people. She talks in language that you can understand.
She talks to you.
Not crap.
Yeah, she talks to you.
That's a serious thing.
You know, you say you turn people off when you believe you're highfalutin.
I was shocked at the reaction.
You know more than them.
No, I wasn't shocked at the reaction because I said I was broadcasting. Yeah, I can't remember who's on with me. Maybe it was Ken. Maybe it was what's his name? Not Alcides. What's his name in Pinewood?
Yeah.
I said,
Kalis.
And I say, is this fella serious to be saying this kind of stuff? He seems to be a cheerleader. I say, he's the Minister of State.
You said that then?
From that night. I'm like, what is this fella dealing with? But see, that set on the wrong course. And that's when the narrative that they were using, at first they were using this one narrative. They said, we are stable, because Bradley Roberts started to say it, and that started to echo. And that was good. Yeah. We are stable. We are more stable than them, and that's why you got to be with us, et cetera, et cetera. And then when he came on, that whole thing started to go downhill because of that one move. I don't know if someone wrote his thing and tried to play a game with it, and maybe he had a Facebook crowd in his head.
Minister for Finance is a very, very serious.
He can't be playing that. Anyway, look at the time. I've got to go. Leslie, we've got to go. You got to go campaign in your constituency, right?
Well, I got to go back to Parliament right now. I may still be in.
And Georgie, you got to go in your constituency.
May the Lord.
Well, I can tell you what I can do. I go in and get me some soup.
And he's not a registered man.
Yeah.
He's not registered, but he ain't got his card yet.
No, he ain't got the card yet. I'm telling you, this is all Parliament.
They may never give it to me, but anyway.
Anyway, I thank you, gentlemen. Always a good little discussion. I'm sorry for the callers who I left on the line. I know I leave people on the line, but
apologize.
Notice the ladies who are calling.
Yeah, very interesting,
You see, you need to know this show. I'm telling you, when you
keep in power, don't forget.
They're telling you something. You ain't listening. That's your business.
So you better listen now. I love
that's your business.
And they know I love them. Yeah. Because I protect them every day of my life.
Well,
they know that.
Yeah.
You got to go with them.
Well, do good.
They're the ones who go keep you. If 10 men come to your headquarters tonight and say they can be with you, on election day you can meet 3.
Yeah.
And if 10 women come, you can meet 7.
Yeah.
They can stick with you and bring you home.
You might meet all 10.
I got the greatest respect and admiration for them.
Absolutely. Georgie Capron, thank you. Leslie Miller, thank you very much. We see each other next week, Wednesday, God willing.
Be careful.
See what happens. Yeah. Well, let's go home, Steve. Stephen Jr. has been our producer today, extraordinaire, and of course, he is gonna come home tonight and get some soup as well, I believe. Yeah, this is Stephen Jr. Yeah, Stephen Jr. I will pretend I didn't hear that. Monte for Inspiration, the Ministry of Tourism, Haji's Your Everything Store, Commonwealth Bank, the new debit card, Rocky Farms Nursery, the Vangus Spices, Cool Tech, the Heyman Bury, Clayton Insurance, Super Wash, Bank of the Bahamas, Super Value, The Show, Bistro, Nassau Street, Manager Insurance and Broker, 61 Collins Avenue, Ron's Electric Motors, Tires and Mope Road, Executive Printers on Jerome Avenue, and the McKinney Media Group for the best results in advertisement. That's our show for tonight. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow, God willing, do it all over again. Tomorrow's Thursday. I think we've got some guests from ORG. Yeah. Organization of what? Responsible Government. They're going to be here tomorrow. Mr. Aubrey and company, Matt Aubrey and those. They'll be here tomorrow on the show. We'll see you then. Good night from Hard Copy. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.